That'll do the trick.
Follow Local Leaf Market on Facebook and Instagram.
The conversation continues on Nittany Extra, presented by Apello Wealth of Wyoming on 830 WEEU, the voice of Berks and beyond.
Welcome back to Nittany Extra. As we get to that point in time of the show where it's time for us to get a prediction. I know this prediction probably would have looked a lot different when we had this conversation beginning of the year, but here we are. 20.5-point underdog is the Penn State Nittany Lions going up against Ohio State. The biggest underdog they've been since 2011 is a
2013.
2013, okay. And the over-under is 43.5. Your thoughts?
Oh, I have a lot of thoughts. I think Terry Smith hit it on the head this week when he said it a couple times that Penn State has to outgain Ohio State on the ground, or it's going to be a long day for Penn State. I can't tell you the last time Penn State outrushed Ohio State. I don't remember it. I have to go really dig. But I know this. Ohio State has a terrific defense, a lot of high draft picks on that defense. I think it's going to be a struggle for Penn State offensively, like it usually is against Ohio State. Defensively, if Penn State plays the way like it did against UCLA all game, against Northwestern late, against Iowa at times, it'll be a really, really, really long day. But I think Penn State has continued to play hard since James Franklin's dismissal, and I think they'll play hard Saturday because it is Ohio State. So I'm going to go with the Buckeyes with a 27-13 win over Penn State.
Well, that would not quite cover the spread. It would be a little bit on the underside of the 43.5.
I've been right before and I've been wrong before. So,
that's why they call it gambling. Penn State, Ohio State, noon kickoff on Fox. Still a little surprised it's still the noon kickoff on Fox, but I guess I shouldn't be.
Not if you look at the rest of the Big Ten schedule.
That's the reason why. All right. So it's a noon kickoff on Fox, and as always, it's on the Penn State Radio Network. Nittany Extra can be heard every Friday night on WEEU at 830WEU.com at 6 o'clock. If you are listening to us on Friday night, you missed any of it, the show will re-air 10 a.m. Saturday morning as part of WEEU's Penn State football coverage and the pregame show. It's available as well for you on a podcast wherever you choose to get your podcast. Thanks to our friends at Apello Wealth. Who am I missing? Our title sponsor for Rich Garcella. I'm Bob McCool. Thanks for listening. We'll talk to you next week.
The voice of Berks and beyond. 830 WEEU ready.
This is a WEEU sports presentation.
On a cold and windy Friday night is the opening round of the PIAA District 1 District 3 football playoff action from the studios at 4th and Court here on the second floor. I'm Jeff Nolan. Pregame show. And joining us, everybody in studio, it is Matt Knob. And also, we set you up for Spring Grove and Muhlenberg at the top of the hour on our YouTube channel at 830 WEEU Sports. The Mules taking on the Rockets. That game is in Spring Grove. And, the Mules go into this one with an 8-2 record, losing last week to Conestoga Valley. So we know all about Muhlenberg and how tough they are, how athletic they are, how they can throw the ball, they can run the ball, and they can pass the ball. And the defense is very athletic. Well, we don't know a lot about the Rockets Spring Grove. And joining us on the phone right now is, our buddy Jack Gleckler from the York Dispatch. And Jack has followed the Rockets around this season from time to time. And Jack, as we get you on board here with us for just a few moments, this Muhlenberg fan base tuned in for the broadcast top of the hour. What do they need to know about the Rockets?
Well, Jeff, just to start it off, Spring Grove has 3 losses on the year, but they've all been pretty quality losses against really quality teams. The 2 top 5 teams, 6A, Central York and York High, and then one against Conestoga Valley like Muhlenberg did last week. When you go into it, looking at their offense, they don't pass the ball a whole lot, but they're pretty effective when they have leading receiver Braden Smith and quarterback Davis Baum. Their rushing game has really been the highlight for them this season. It's been Malik Kane through the first 4 games, and then, a couple freshmen in Brody Redding and Cade Gibbs so far, and it's been working to great effect for them.
So Jack Gleckler giving us a little background on the Rockets. And Jack, of course, will be following Big Spring and Bermudian Spring for the York Dispatch. Follow him on his social media, The Jack Gleckler, all one word. He'll join us on the post-game show, and that, of course, is interest to our Berks Catholic fan base because they will get the winner of that game. Jack, stay warm tonight. Thanks for the info, and we'll talk to you on the post-game show.
Anytime, Jeff. Thanks a ton.
All right, that is Jack Gleckler. Of course, pregame show is being brought to you by Shell's Restaurant, Dairy Swirl, and Miniature Golf. Fuel up for game day with their delicious burgers, hot dogs, fried chicken, barbecue sandwiches, French fries, and, of course, ice cream. Plus, have your own gridiron battle on their 27-hole miniature golf course. Visit Shell's right there on 5th Street Highway in Temple.
This season, stick with everyone's favorite snack, Diefenbach's Kettle Chips. Legend has it, Mark Diefenbach loved kettle cooked chips so much he turned his Berks County kitchen into the ultimate snack factory. Now, over 60 years later, we're still making that delicious PA crafted crunch with the same passion and quality right where it all began. So crunch into some flavorful Diefenbach's Kettle Chips today and snack on a delicious tradition.
Savage 61 Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is once again the #1 rated auto dealership in Pennsylvania. Thinking it's time to trade up for something newer? We offer the most insane trade-in values you'll find anywhere. Whether you're looking for a new or certified pre-owned vehicle, our dedicated team will make sure you drive away happy. Visit us today at savage61.com and see why we're Pennsylvania's top choice.
To find out how WEU can be your affordable advertising partner, call 610-345-7338.
Welcome back to Shell's pregame show. I'm Jeff Nolan. Matt Knob sits here with me as well. Travis Sparks will join the broadcast in just a little bit. Top of the hour on radio, also on our free YouTube channel, 830 WEEU Sports. Spring Grove hosting Muhlenberg. Quite a ride to get out there. It's going to be cold. Game time temperature 52 with a high wind advisory. Make sure you dress warm. Also, little side note here, it's Halloween. If you're staying back in the area and you're out and about, please be careful. Got little kids out there crossing the streets all dressed up and all excited. So just take your time if you got to go from point A to point B if you're staying in the area to watch the game on 830 WEEU Sports. All right, so game action tonight. Not everybody's playing tonight. Quite a few buys. But in 6A, Cedar Crest and Cedar Cliff will meet up in a 9-8 game. And a 10-7 game, Central Dauphin and Cumberland Valley will meet up in 6A. York, Wilson, Hempfield, Manheim Township all have buys in 5A. Shippensburg and Warwick meet up. Lower Dauphin will travel to Exeter. We've got Jarrett Montalto from the Reading Eagle there covering that for us. Redland and Mechanicsburg, a rematch of an earlier game that Mechanicsburg won by a touchdown. We'll talk to Michael Garland on the postgame show about that. 4A games, it is Elko and Kennerdale, Middletown and Eastern York. Getting buys this week, Lampeter, Strasburg, and Wyomissing, West Perry, and Twin Valley. In 3A, Berks Catholic awaiting the winner of Big Spring and Bermudian Spring. Check out Jack Gleckler's reports at the Jack Gleckler. Follow him all night long to get your updates on that one. Schuylkill Valley and Trinity. We'll check in with Rod Frisco on the post game for that one. Columbia back in the playoffs after a winless a year ago. Their reward, Steelton High. How about that? Lancaster Catholic and Halifax also in action tonight as well. And, of course, in single A, DeLone Catholic and York Catholic will meet for the title, but that will take place on November 7th. Again, our game coming up in just a little bit. It is Muhlenberg on the road taking on Spring Grove with Bob McCool and Frank Ferrandino. All right, that's all the time we have. We'll update you with scores at the half. After the game, all the scores and all the highlights on the high school football scoreboard show. For Matt Knob, I'm Jeff Nolan. Get ready. Got some playoff football coming your way.
It's time for high school football. Presented by Savage Auto Group on 830 WEEU, the voice of Berks Berks and beyond.
High school sports on WEEU is brought to you in part by Chick-fil-A, Celebration Villa of Exeter, Diefenbach Snacks, the Coley Insurance Group, Keith Heating and Air Conditioning, Habitat for Humanity Restore, Overhead Door Company, Render's Warehouse Markets, Remax Real Estate Agent Phil Macaronis, Lincoln Plumbing and Heating, Pizza Como, Reading Fight Phil's, Savage Auto Group, Shell's Restaurant, Mini Golf and Dairy Swirl, Spots Insurance, UECU, United Way of Berks County, and Victor Emmanuel Beneficial Society.
WEEU is proud to showcase the talent and skill of our local high school athletes. From every tackle to every blitz and every thrilling touchdown, we bring you the best calls and analysis. Now, live from the field, your hosts, Bob McCool and Matt Lytle.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Papermaker Stadium in Spring Grove, Pennsylvania, in York County, as the Spring Grove Rockets get set to host the Muhlenberg Muhls. Muhlenberg at 8-2. Muhls went 4-2 in Section 2 of the Lancaster 11 League. Spring Grove 7-3 overall in the season. They went 4-2 in Division 1 of the York Adams League. This is Week 11 of the high school football season, better known as the District 3 playoffs. We start with an opening round matchup in this Class 5A bracket. For Muhlenberg, it's been a long wait. 2013, the last time the Mules were in this big dance. Spring Grove, it's been a while for the Rockets as well. Last time they were there was in 2021, and they lost in the semifinals to Governor Mifflin. We reached the point of the season where you win, you go home, the winner, and we'll advance to the quarterfinals to take on New Oxford next week. The losers' season is over. It's high school football at its finest, and it is presented to you by Savage Auto Group and WEEU, the voice of Berks and beyond. And if you want to be sitting somewhere comfortable other than where we are, which would be in your living room, put it on the TV, on the smart TV, go to YouTube, and right there it is, 8:30 WEEU Sports. You can watch the game in the comfort of your own home. Muhlenberg, Spring Grove, our high school football game presented by Savage Auto Group continues as our pregame show brought to you by Shell's Restaurant continues after this.
Savage 61 Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is once again the #1 rated auto dealership in Pennsylvania. Thinking it's time to trade up for something newer? We offer the most insane trade-in values you'll find anywhere. Whether you're looking for a new or certified pre-owned vehicle, our dedicated team will make sure you drive away happy. Visit us today at savage61.com and see why we're Pennsylvania's top choice.
To find out how WEEU can be your affordable advertising partner, call 610-345-7338.
Noisy, squeaky, or uneven garage doors? Do they snap, crackle, or pop? Having trouble opening or closing? Get a garage door tune-up now from Overhead Door Reading. For just $99, we'll inspect, lubricate, and adjust your garage doors so they run smoothly and quietly. Don't get stuck in the driveway this winter. Call today and ask for our tune-up special. Serving the community since 1965. Overhead Door Reading. We're more than just doors. OverheadDoorReading.com.
Tonight's pregame show is brought to you by Shell's Restaurant, Dairy Swirl, and Miniature Golf. Fuel up for game day with their delicious burgers, their hot dogs, their fried chicken, barbecue sandwiches, french fries, and, of course, ice cream. Have your own gridiron battle in their 27-hole miniature golf course. As the wind continues to blow here in York County, it's going to be an adventure tonight. Visit Shell's on the Fifth Street Highway in Temple. Tonight, probably not a good night to do so, but tomorrow, the weather promises to be a whole lot better. Good evening, everyone, and welcome alongside Frank Ferrandino, the athletic director and assistant football coach at Wyomissing High School. Joining me tonight, my name is Bob McCool, getting you set for this matchup. Muhlenberg against Spring Grove. Muhlenberg coached by Rob Flowers in his second season now at his alma mater. 6 straight wins to start the season. A big win over Governor Mifflin, which really kind of announced their legitimate part of Division II of the LL. Finally, ultimately losses to Exeter and Conestoga Valley to get to this spot of the season at 8-2. But Frank, you take a look at this Muhlenberg team, and Cameron Small has become the linchpin of their success. He had 2,000 yards rushing last season. He's at 1,700 right now this season. He is already the all-time leading rusher in Muhlenberg history, breaking Jason Reinhardt's school record.
Wow.
And I know you faced up against Jason Reinhardt might be pound for pound one of the best high school running backs I've seen in Berks County. So to break that record in 2 seasons, that says something, because you said it right away. That says something. When you break in a record of a player of the caliber of Jason Reinhardt, Cam Small's showing his stuff.
The only way to stop Jason Reinhart was hope that he was sick and didn't come to school a day of your game, because he was really something. Super excited to watch this young man play tonight. I've heard great things about him, so looking forward to this.
Yeah, it's one of the things that we've talked about with this Muhlenberg team, because if you look at what they have skill set wise, they can match up with anybody in terms of what they have with Cam Small as a back in the back. He's averaging 170 yards rushing a game. But then you put the two receivers on the outside, Freddie Lacy and Mikey Miller, who Mike Miller's got the all-time receiving record at Muhlenberg High School. You just have weapons, and if you get the ball into their hands and let those athletes make plays, you can match up with a lot of teams if you just have the kind of skill set that they have at Muhlenberg.
You know, you talk about record-setting kids. John Yoakum's teams were phenomenal in the 90s and early 2000s, and had some really good football players, and these young men are breaking their records. Really tells you, just in watching the warm-ups, I was taken aback by the speed of many of the Muhlenberg skill kids. So that should be something to watch tonight as well.
And so on the opposite side, it is Spring Grove, coached by Tom Trone. He's a graduate of Spring Grove. So both coaches in this football game graduated from their respective schools. Tom Trone's in his third season as alma mater. He's 15-15. He's a longtime assistant at Southwestern High School, and also spent some time as an assistant here. His father, Tom Trone Sr., coached here at Spring Grove from the mid-1970s right up until 1990. And so he now takes over this program. He had losses to Central York, York High, and a non-league loss to Conestoga Valley. So that's the one common opponent between these two teams. Both teams have lost to Conestoga Valley over the course of the season. But the Mules, from Conestoga Valley's perspective, they lost to CV 29-7. Muhlenberg lost to them last week, 45-24. So they're both 20-point losses to the team that went 10-0 and is number 2 in this 5A bracket, Conestoga Valley. But they do have, for Frank, a 2-year starter quarterback in Davis Baum and a rushing attack that's averaging 250 yards a game. And a night like this, you're here in our crowd, Mike. You've been outside today. You know it's a windy night. You're not going to win this game through the air tonight. This is a game built to be able to run the football. And both these two teams, that really is their strength.
Yeah, talking to both coaches, they really want to establish the run tonight. And, you know, you get a windy night, you're fine going one direction, but each quarter you got to switch, and you better have a run game. Plus, you can control the clock a little bit and settle the teams down when you're running the ball. Just physically, it's better for you.
I'll tell you what, the other thing that kind of plays into this when you're in this situation, look, you've been around this game a long time. I've been around this game a long time. You have to factor in the wind in terms of the field position in the kicking game. I mean, I've seen games already where coaches will call a timeout at the end of a quarter just because they'll have the wind at their back. All of that is going to factor into it because it's not just windy. We're talking gusts of 25, 30 miles an hour. So it's going to factor into this. You put the ball up in the air and a punt, it could come right back in your face depending on how things are. So you've got to factor that into the decision-making that goes into this game.
I love it. That's part of coaching. You got to realize when you want to throw the ball and when you don't want to throw the ball just because of the direction you're going. I was super honored to get asked to do this game tonight, and then I realized that 10 other people turned this down and that I'm going to be sitting outside in a windstorm an hour and a half from home. But I am excited and thankful for EEU for giving me another opportunity to do this.
Well, we tell you got the short straw, but you know how many straws we had to go through to finally get your name on it?
Lytle's got 50 kids, so he's busy. Scarcella's probably in Ohio State.
He was on his road today.
Happy hour eating some great food. I get one night off a fall, and I'm freezing my tail off here.
Well, you know, the fact is the one missing is so good, you got to buy, so that means you were off, and so therefore you can work. That's the way I'm looking at it.
I'm looking forward to it. Should be a great game.
All right, well, we already teased it. Well, before we get into Frank's Keys, the game time weather outlook is brought to you by the United Way of Burke County. For 100 years, United Way has been a force for help, hope, and opportunity. They lead and invest in programs that strengthen education, literacy, food security, and job opportunities, helping children and families to thrive. Together, they do right here, building a stronger community for generations. Learn more or volunteer at uwberks.org. Well, officially, the game time temperature is 54 degrees. So that's if you're inside, because it's not 54 degrees outside. The real feel is 46. That I'll give you. The wind is brutal, 10 to 15 miles an hour normally, but the gusts are 25 to 30 miles an hour. So it is going to be a wind and field condition time of the game. It's a turf field, so I shouldn't say field conditions necessarily, but field position more so than anything. Now time for our keys to the game, and they're brought to you by RE/MAX Real Estate Agent Phil Macaronis. If you're buying or selling a home, Phil Macaronis is
a member of the RE/MAX Hall of Fame with over 20 years of experience providing countless buyers and sellers keys to their real estate transactions. Call 610-670-2770. Ask for Phil Macaronis for the keys to buying and selling your home. It's the Muhlenberg Muhls, it's the Spring Grove Rockets, and Frank Ferrandino has his keys to tonight's football game.
Okay, here's what I think. It's a brand new experience for both programs. Your regular season is your regular season, but the level goes up for the playoffs. I'll be curious tonight to see which team handles the pressure of a win or go on, lose and go home situation. Both teams have some young people starting in some key positions. I think Spring Grove's got some running backs that are freshmen, and I think there's a young quarterback for Muhlenberg. So who handles that? And most importantly, I think the line of scrimmage is where the game is going to be won. The old saying is a good line will get you 6 yards, a good back will get you 6 points. So I'm anxious to see if Spring Grove can control the ball, running it with their strength of their line, and I'm anxious to see if the Muhlenberg skill kids can break loose and score some long-distance touchdowns.
Well, the other thing I would think about, Frank, is the fact that, you always talk about staying ahead of the chains. This situation, because of how it's going to affect whether or not you can throw the football or not, this is definitely a game. Like, you can't get banged for a holding penalty, find yourself in 1st and 20, second and 15, those kind of situations where you force yourself into having to throw the football because of penalties. There's another thing that you guys really got to clean up. And again, postseason football, you're going to get different officials. That's part of the game when you get to this level. So it's going to be people who might be calling the game a little bit different than what you're accustomed to.
And you mentioned the kicking game. Are you on 3rd and 5 throwing the ball into the wind, or are you taking a chance to run and just try and pick up that first down so you avoid punting into a heavy wind? It's a major factor tonight.
Tonight's starting labs are brought to you by Victor Emmanuel Beneficial Society. They've been serving authentic homemade Italian dishes for over 110 years. New memberships are now being accepted for only $10. The facility at 311 Hazel Street in Reading is also available for rental for private parties, banquets, and celebrations. Victor Emmanuel, Taste of Italy, right here in Reading. For the Mules, when they've got the football, the center is Connor Cantner, a senior. The guards are seniors as well, and Xavier Otero and Jeffrey Collado. The tackles, big Tony Ferreira, 6'8", 305 pounds. And then Trent Stoyer, the only underclassman on the other side. Left tackles, 5'11", 240 pounds, and a junior. The tight end is Christian Coley. The receivers, Alex Contris, Fred Lacey, and Mike Miller. The back is a senior as well in Cameron Small. And as Frank said, the sophomore quarterback in Adriel Baez for Muhlenberg. The defense trying to slow down that Muhlenberg offensive contingent. It is a 4-3 defensive alignment for Spring Grove. Darrell Stockett and Jaden Moore are the defensive ends, with David Zapp and Tucker Bosley as the tackles. The linebackers, Riley McSherry, Jahil Reeser, Oliver Smith, and we'll also see Benjamin Bubb working in there as well. Andrew Gerber and Devon Melbourne are the corners. Melbourne, just a 9th grader. Jordan Eisenhart and Zane Lawrence are the safeties. Offensively for the Rockets, David Zapp is their center, 6'2", 255-pound returning veteran. Tucker Bosley and Braden Black are the guards. The tackles, German Madrigal Lua and Cody Burnman. And the receivers, no tight end for the Spring Grove Rockets. They'll have a lot of 4 receiver sets with Caleb Allen, Zane Lawrence, Braden Smith, and Jordan Eisenhart as the receivers. Cade Gibbs is in there a lot as a fullback, and Brody Redding is the tailback. Both are freshmen, with Davis Baum, the returning veteran, as the quarterback and a senior. For Muhlenberg defensively, it's a 4-3 defensive alignment for Rob Flowers' crew. Jeffrey Collado and Jediah Quinones are the ends. Xavier Otero and Justin Jaquez are the tackles. Cooper Burr, Cameron Small are the outside backers. Emilio Alvarez is the middle linebacker. Freddie Lacey, Rebens Joseph are the corners. Mike Miller and Chase Zona are the safeties. That's the matchup offensively and defensively. Again, brought to you by Victor Emmanuel Beneficial Society. We are a few moments away from kickoff. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back with the start of tonight's football game as our Shell's Restaurant Dairy Swirl Miniature Golf pregame show continues from York County on WEEU after this.
Get your house ready to handle the extra guests, yard inflatables, and string lights. Keith HVAC, Electrical, and Plumbing has been keeping homes and businesses running smoothly for the holidays for 30 years. Plumbing, electrical, and heating systems work extra hard in the winter, so let Keith keep you cozy.
Quality you trust, comfort you deserve. Call 610-589-6461 or visit KeithHVAC.com. Get Keith HVAC, Electrical, and Plumbing for the holidays, because you've got enough to worry about with the in-laws.
UECU is a credit union that understands Pennsylvania, what it means to grow up here, raise a family, start a business. And we're committed to being your financial partner for life. With competitive rates, exclusive member discounts, and modern technology, UECU offers personalized banking that will make you feel right at home. Visit bankingforpa.org and sign up for UECU membership through our partner association, the Pennsylvania Consumer Council. UECU, banking that understands home.
Looking for the best pizza in Berks? Come to Nino's Pizza and Italian Restaurant, located along Richmond Street in Reading. Whether grabbing a pie to share before the game, getting delivery for the team, or you're looking for a real Italian dining experience in a grotto-style restaurant, put Nino's on the top of your roster. As the official pizza of WEEU's Slice of Sports, Nino's knows how to feed athletes and the rest of your crew. Nino's Pizza and Italian Restaurant, 515 Richmond Street. Call 610-921-2300 or visit ninosristorante.com. Redner's Markets makes grocery shopping more convenient with Redner's Ready. Shop online and place your order as far as 4 days ahead or as little as 2 hours before pickup at your selected store. Our personal shoppers handpick your items and accommodate any personal instructions for your grocery needs. There's no difference between in-store and online pricing and no extra cost for pickup. And you can even have your order delivered by DoorDash for a small fee. Skip the trip with Redner's Ready. Shop online at rednersmarkets.com.
Welcome back as our pregame show brought to you by Shell's Restaurant, Dairy Swirl, and Miniature Golf continues. We're about ready for the kickoff. And since he just sat down right beside us, we thank Brad Coley for being a sponsor. Kickoff tonight's game is presented by the Coley Insurance Group. Discover the power of choice with Goosehead Insurance, the Coley Insurance Group, with locations in Muhlenberg. Am I missing? They're a fully independent insurance agency with access to over 40 top-rated insurance carriers to ensure you get the best coverage at the best price. Whether it's auto, home, or life insurance, they have you covered. Get Goosehead Insurance, the Coley Insurance Group. The power of choice is yours. Call them today at 484-848-6088. We thank Brad for his sponsorship. Again, he just said hello as he walked by, sitting down here in the bleachers in York County. Again, alongside Frank Ferrandino, my name is Bob McCool. We're at Spring Grove High School, York County, southwest of the city of York is where Spring Grove is located. It's a pretty nice setup, with the exception of not having a whole lot of room in a press box. Everything else about this place, it's a pretty good setup and a great scoreboard. Really a nice, as Frank as the ED, you get a chance to kind of sit back once in a while and appreciate the setup of other schools. And this is a really nice setup.
Yeah, beautiful. They have a field house in the end zone where the locker rooms and bathrooms and restaurants. Really neat high school setting for a football game, especially playoff football.
And it will be the Mules who will get to put that offense on the field first. And back to return for the Mules will be Mike Miller and Fred Lacey, both very, very dangerous. And Lacey maybe a little bit more so than Miller in terms of taking it to the house over the course of the season. He ran back the opening kickoff of the season in week number 1 in a win over Schuylkill Valley. Ball is in the air, and our kickoff is underway, and it will be Lacey from his own 15-yard line going east to west, looking to get around the edge, and he gets around the edge to the 20, 25 before the contact is eventually there, and we'll wrap him up and bring him down. Pretty good open field tackle by Trent Stewart for Spring Grove, and the Mules will start from their own 26-yard line.
Muhlenberg will have the wind at their back to start the game, so we'll see if they use up a lot of their passing game now.
Again, Adriel Baez, a sophomore, 62% completion percentage on the season. He's over 1,300 yards and 14 touchdowns along with 6 interceptions. And, of course, Cameron Small, the back in the backfield, a senior at 17-18 in rushing yards on the season after a 2,000-yard season a year ago. Mikey Miller goes in motion, swinging around the back, and it will be Small. A big hole to run through. The 30, 35, and Cameron Small will move the sticks on first down as the Mules are across the 35 and a first down run.
Good start for the Mules with some power running right up the middle, so trying to establish that run early.
12 yards for Cam Small coming into tonight's game. Cam Small needing a big night tonight, and he could hit that 4,000-yard mark. 3,769 coming in. So 231 yards tonight, and Cam Small becomes a 4,000-yard runner. Here's a little swing pass for Freddie Lacey. Lacey makes a man miss across the 40-45 and across midfield, and the Mules are in Spring Grove territory. They'll pass in a flat to Fred Lacey. He does the rest.
Spring Grove secondary playing good 10 yards off the receiver, so a nice little flare pass gives Lacey some room to run after he makes the catch.
13-yard pickup on Lacey's first touch, and the Mules in Spring Grove territory at the Rocket 49-yard line. Give is too Small. A little delayed handoff, and he got tripped up from behind. Nice job by Defensive tackle David Zapp just got the ankles of Cam Small, tripped him up right at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, that's their stud up front. I understand he's heading to VMI to play football after he graduates here. Made a nice shoestring tackle right at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, multi-year starter is David Zapp, 6'2", 255-pounder, starts at center, starts at defensive tackle. Clogging things up for Small, gets no gain on his second touch at 2nd and 10. All three receivers on the right side. It's another give to Small, trying to get outside, and Zapp had him from behind, and the pursuit will wrap him up. Small gets back to the line of scrimmage again, and that's it.
So Muhlenberg went with an unbalanced line to the right, which I love. We do a lot of that at Wyomissing. 2 tackles next to each other on the same side. Small tried to get outside of that, but again, another nice play by Zapp.
So 3rd down and 10. They had Christian Coley, their tight end, lined up as kind of an H-back in that situation. Didn't matter, didn't do anything there. He's going to line up as the tight end on the right side now with Contreras, Miller, and Lacey all on the left side. The ball goes through the hands of Baez. It's on the ground. It looks like Spring Grove has it, and they do. Baez came away without the football on the ground. Spring Grove recovers it. Yep, waiting for the officials to make it official, and they do. Turnover, Muhlenberg.
I think he just took his eye off the ball. It was coming back to him in a shotgun, and I think he started looking upfield to see what was going to put the ball out to one of his receivers, and it went through his hands. Tough break for the Mules to start here.
And they lose yardage as well into Muhlenberg territory. Spring Grove will take possession at the Muhlenberg 43-yard line. So a turnover and a bad spot in the field. Now again, Spring Grove moving into the wind, and they'll give it to the fullback Gibbs on the first carry. Gibbs will rumble his way forward for a couple. Now a flag goes down as the pile is kind of stood up inside the 40 at about the 37-yard line. So we'll see what the flag is about. It's a late flag. Cade Gibbs, Brody Redding, the 2 freshmen are the backs in the backfield with Gibbs more the fullback. And he had the carry.
There's a face mask on the Mules.
So the penalty will add on to the run, which took the ball to about the 37-yard line. And then the penalty on top of it's going to put them very close to the first down. We'll see exactly where it marks the football. It's going to be a 5-yard face mask penalty against Muhlenberg. So it won't be quite enough for the first down. Yes, it is enough. So give him 5 on the run, 5 more on the penalty, and it is a first down for Spring Grove. And it's a first down at the 33-yard line of Muhlenberg. 1st and 10. Wind continues to pick up the gusts 30-plus miles an hour. And Spring Grove going right into it. They have 2 receivers on the right, 1 on the left. Back split in the backfield. Gibbs on the right, Redding on the left. He does want to throw it. Hit as he throws it. He underthrows it. Receiver makes the adjustment and makes the catch inside the 10-yard line. Making the catch is Braden Smith for Spring Grove. It's going to be first down, goal to go at the 7.
That was a really nice catch by Smith. He was falling to the ground, had his back hit the ground as the ball was coming to him, and he still held on.
It's a 30-yard pickup to the 7-yard line as it thrown into the wind. Ball hung up as a result of it. Smith makes the adjustment. First and goal at the 7 for the Rockets. 9:15 to go, opening period. Spring Grove trying to take advantage of an early turnover. And this time it'll be Gibbs getting a hole up the middle, and Gibbs will take it in. Cade Gibbs right up the gut for the touchdown. Spring Grove strikes first.
Just power football, running right behind the strength of their team, their offensive center and their 2 guards, and nice hole. Pretty much went through it clean.
So it's Cade Gibbs with the touchdown for the Rockets, his 5th rushing touchdown of the season. Redding, the other freshman, is the back predominant runner of the 2, but Gibbs gets the call on a couple of plays here. And now on to attempt the extra point for the Rockets is sophomore place kicker Ryan Brooks, back from an injury. And he will knock it through the uprights with 9:04 left to go in the first quarter. It's Spring Grove on the scoreboard first. 7-0 Rockets on top. We'll take a timeout. Back to York County with high school football on WEEU, presented by Savage Auto Group right after this.
Support your Berks County community while purchasing great new and used furniture, appliances, and building supplies at the Habitat for Humanity Restore of Berks County. Located at 5370 Allentown Pike in Temple, the Restore carries brand name new and used appliances, furniture, home decor, and more. Many new items are manufacturer direct and are available at unbeatable prices. Stop by the Habitat for Humanity Restore of Berks County Tuesdays through Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. or visit our website at restoreberks.org for more information.
Proudly serving families across generations, Stitzel Funeral Home offers compassionate care when it matters most. Their dedicated team supports you with dignity, respect, and personal attention every step of the way. When your family needs guidance, trust Stitzel Funeral Homes to be there. Stop by the locations in Laureldale and Ole or visit online. Stitzel Funeral Homes, caring for our community today and always. Go Mules. Well, they find themselves in a hole right now at 7-0. Again, Spring Grove taking advantage of the short field, and Cade Gibbs putting it in the end zone. And the Mules will get another chance. Here comes Freddie Lacy again from his own 20. From his own 15 across the 20-25 before he is met by the Spring Grove defense at about the 30-yard line. So the Mules back out on the field after picking up a couple of first downs. They got into Spring Grove territory, and then suddenly the drive stopped, and then the fumble. And the Mules will try to pick up the pieces here a little bit with still 8:58 left to go in period number one. And the Mules will start, looks like, right at the 30-yard line.
It's an important drive for Muhlenberg here. They really got to, pull themselves together and establish some run, control the ball a little bit, get on the board.
So Baez, who again came away without the snap, as Frank said, kind of just looked like he may have took his eye off it for a moment. The Mules are going to come out in a spread set here. Two receivers to the right, and with Christian Coley split out in a slot to the left. Now Cam Small shifts out of the backfield. So Baez back there by himself, but a flag on the snap. Not sure that they got set before the snap, and I think this is going to cost Muhlenberg 5 yards.
Muhlenberg shift into a no-back set. Looks like they're trying to get Small down the center of the field on a linebacker.
And I think in the process of that, I don't think that Cam Small got set when he shifted, and that's going to cost them 5 yards, put him back into a first and 15, kind of what we were talking about in the pregame, and not want to get those pre-snap penalties and put yourself behind the chain. So they're now in a 1st and 15. Traris.
A little wildcat coming.
They are going to go wildcat as Baez actually comes out to a slot on the left, and Cam Small is going to take the snap himself. And finally, some blockers won't get much. And there's Zapp again, causing disruption in the backfield. David Zapp brings down Small at the line of scrimmage. 2nd down and 15.
Looked like Muhlenberg was just spreading the field, trying to give Small some space. Tried to take it up the middle, but that's a tough young man on the nose there. Defensive guard.
So David Zapp making his presence known in this football game has already brought down Cam Small 3 times at the line of scrimmage and has Muhlenberg in a 2nd down and 15 now at their own 25-yard line. Baez now back in the backfield. 2 receivers to his left and 2 to his right. And now Miller, who was the back in the backfield, shifts out of there. So again, it's a naked backfield. Baez looking across the middle, nothing there. Shakes loose, gets himself some time, finds his man. It's Miller across the 35 and brought down about the 37 or 38-yard line. Be a light, short of the 1st down, but a manageable 3rd and about 3 coming up from Muhlenberg at the 38-yard line.
Nice job by the Mules line. He had a lot of time, scattered out of the pocket a little bit, had time to find his crosser.
And Miller on that catch puts him in a 3rd and 2 as they spot the ball at the 38-yard line. Obviously have to get to the 40 to pick up what could be a very pivotal 1st down coming up here for the Mules, and they're going to get it as Spring Grove jumped off sides. At least that's what it looked like. Defensive tackle jumped, and we'll see if, in fact, that's the call. Muhlenberg is going to get the 1st down handed to him. And that's going to be the call. They're already moving the football. 1st down, Muhlenberg on the penalty.
It's interesting. Spring Grove's defensive line is shifting around. It looks like they're trying to find the strength of the Muhlenberg offense and move themselves to the side of the strength.
So 1st and 10 now at the 43. Again, Spring Grove gets a little bit jumpy, but they didn't jump off sides quite yet. The 2 defensive ends almost jumped. And the give is to Small, looking for a hole. He's going to kick it outside instead. He'll break a couple tackles, and he'll break into territory of the Rockets at the 49-yard line on a 1st down run for Cam Small. He'll put him in a 2nd and about 3 to pick up the 1st.
Running behind the big Tony Ferreira there at right tackle, number 75. nice kick out block. Gave Small some room.
And he ends up getting 8 to the 49-yard line of Spring Grove, so a 2nd down and 2. Miller will come split to the left side. Coley is slot left. Lacey slot right. Contreras slot right, looking left all the way, looking for the home run. Mikey Miller's got a step, but the ball will float over his head and out of bounds and incomplete. So on a 2nd and 2, the Mules take the deep shot with Miller, who had a step or two on the defense, but with a wind at his back, Baez's pass floats over his head and out of bounds and incomplete.
I just told the Muhlenberg coaching staff, though, that we have the opportunity to go deep. That was just straight out speed running past the corner there. Look for them to come back to that a little later in the game.
Contreras and Lacey left. Here's Small on the handoff. Small is going to turn and get a first down. There is a flag down, however, at the line of scrimmage. So we'll see if the play stands or not. Small with the run inside the 45-yard line of Spring Grove for what should be a first down, but based on body language, I don't think this is going to hold up.
Yeah.
So that's going to back up Muhlenberg. That's their 3rd penalty of this first quarter. And it's going to back them up now to a 3rd down and 12 back on their side of the 50. Going to put them back at the 41-yard line of Muhlenberg. It'll be 3rd down and 12 coming up. So instead of 1st and 10 inside the Spring Grove 45, Mules now in a 3rd and 12. 6:38 remaining, quarter number 1. Spring Grove 7, Muhlenberg nothing. All 3 receivers now for Baez are on the right side of the field. Ball in the middle of the field. Baez going to roll out to his right. Stops, plants, looking to hit as he throws it. It's actually caught for a moment by one of the linemen, and the ball's on the ground. Spring Grove thinks it's a fumble. We'll wait and see what the officials say. It was caught by one of the offensive linemen. Jeffrey Collado caught it and then kind of let it go. And so I don't know that he had it for long enough to have a possession and make it an incomplete pass. It looks like that's what's going to be the call.
I thought I saw his arm coming forward, but
Baez was hit as he threw the football. And the ball in the air, again, caught momentarily by Collado and then on the ground. So the officials kind of sorting this out, talking it over.
If it's a pass, it's an illegal touch. A lineman can't catch the ball. Yeah,
yep.
That's what the call is.
Illegal touch. Going to cost Muhlenberg more real estate and ultimately going to force them to punt the football. They'll decline the penalty. They'll take the play, which is an incomplete pass, make it 4th down, and so Muhlenberg will punt the football. So it's not going to be so the penalty is declined, and Spring Grove will force Muhlenberg to punt the football. Lacey is the punter. Back deep to return is Jordan Eisenhart for Spring Grove. And just a line drive kick that's going to hit.
It's going to roll.
And indeed roll inside the 20 and out of bounds close to the 15-yard line. So Lacey with the line drive kick and no return opportunity. Spring Grove with much different field position than their first time when they started in Muhlenberg territory. Now we'll start deep in their own territory. But they do lead it 7-0 with 6 minutes and 11 seconds left to go in the first quarter. And Spring Grove will start at their own 17-yard line.
The wind at their back was a benefit there. That punt wasn't a real high punt, but it hit the ground and rolled and flipped the field a little bit here. So Spring Grove's got a long way to go. Get back to the end zone.
So we'll see how the Rockets attack this time. They again will have both Cade Gibbs and Brody Redding in the backfield on either side of the senior quarterback Davis Baum. Caleb Allen split out on the right side, and Braden Smith split out on the left. We also have a wing there on the left as well. And the give is to Redding. Redding sweeps out the right side across the 20-25 before he's run out of bounds. Freddie Lacey angles him out of bounds, but not before he reaches the 25-yard line. And a gain of about 8 for Brody Redding on his first carry.
Brody Redding, a freshman running back there, not intimidated by the big lights of a playoff game. Got the edge, got a nice run, got out of bounds. Smart play.
Redding became the starter when Malik Kane, who had a great start to the season, returning starter, had 500 yards rushing through the first 3 games, but broke his hand and is done for the season. Redding has stepped in, and now here's the other freshman, Gibbs. He finds a hole, and he will take it for a first down. As finally he's brought down by Cooper Burr, but not before the Rockets will move the sticks out to the 35-yard line, a gain of 10 more for Cade Gibbs.
Just a nice play call there. Muhlenberg blitzed, and they actually ended up running the ball right inside the blitz. A good call on both plays. The blitz was there, just one gap wider,
Jordan Eisenhart will split out as the receiver on the left side with Caleb Allen on the right. Again, those two backs on either side of the quarterback. On 1st and 10 now at the 35, and now Muhlenberg jumped off sides. Wait and see if anybody for Spring Grove jumped beforehand. And they did not, so it's going to be penalty number 4 against the Mules. And a 1st down and 5 now coming up for Spring Grove as the line of scrimmage now is at the 40. So not the start that Muhlenberg was looking for. And perhaps with a little bit too much emotion and committing the early penalties. Right back to the ground game and Redding. Redding picks his way across the 45, breaks a tackle, and across midfield and finally brought down inside the Muhlenberg 45-yard line down to about the 43-yard line. Another rocket 1st down.
Nice play call. Real nice cut by this young man. I mean, he's a freshman, and he's making some nice cuts, and then he's breaking some tackles. Muhlenberg needs to settle down here. A lot of penalties, a turnover early in the game here. They need a stop, but Spring Grove's starting to establish the line of scrimmage here.
17-yard run there for Brody Redding. And now a 1st and 10 in Muhlenberg territory for the Rockets at the Mules 43-yard line. 3 receivers and one of them going in motion here, and the handoff is to Braden Smith on the jet sweep. Kicks it outside to the 40, 35, 30, and finally run out of bounds close to the Muhlenberg 25-yard line. That is going to be another rocket 1st down on the jet sweep handoff.
Got a nice edge there. They just outnumbered Muhlenberg to that side of the field.
Stepped out of bounds at the 30. That is a 13-yard run for Smith, who made a nice catch earlier in the game on that pass that got into a 1st and goal at the 7. Now on the carry, runs for 13. As Spring Grove's running game is starting to establish its presence right now, and it forces Muhlenberg to call an early timeout. So Rob Flowers is going to call a timeout, try to talk to his defense and settle them down a little bit, as Spring Grove in this drive that started at its own 17 has consistently picked up big chunks of yardage and now has a 1st and 10 at the Muhlenberg 30-yard line.
I think this is a good timeout by Coach Flowers. Try and regroup a little bit, settle them in a little bit, make an adjustment or two here defensively. I like the call. I like the idea of slowing the game down a little. Spring Grove's in kind of a nice rhythm here, and you kind of take them out of that with a timeout.
Opening night of District 3 football all around across Central Pennsylvania. Stick around, coming up at halftime. Jeff Noah and Matt Knob will fill you in on the scores as they stand. Exeter playing host to Lower Dauphin. Schuylkill Valley on the road at Trinity. In terms of Berks County teams in action tonight. 1st and 10 for Spring Grove at the Muhlenberg 30-yard line. Again, back split on either side. And the give this time again is to Redding. Redding's trying to stiff arm his way out of a tackle. Will not. Nice tackle there by Muhlenberg's Emilio Alvarez, the middle linebacker, fending off that straight arm and wraps up Redding for a gain of just 3 at the 27.
If Alvarez doesn't make that tackle, I think we have 14 points on the board. Really nice tackle in the open field.
So a 3-yard gain as Braden Smith now will come out. And Spring Grove will bring in a tight end. They don't generally use a lot of a tight end, but Oliver Smith is in there now kind of as a wing on the right side on 2nd and 7 at the 27. Handoff is to Brooks, and the Gibbs. The Gibbs kicks it outside before he's eventually wrapped up. Both backs really doing a nice job of kicking it outside and gaining more yardage. Inside the 25 goes Cade Gibbs down to about the 22 and gains 5.
My observation of Spring Grove's backs are they're not big and they're not super fast, but they cut really well. They read the blocks of the linemen in front of them and dip in and out. They do a nice job.
Yeah, they really seal it one direction, then kick it outside. They've done a good job of that when that opportunity presents itself, and they end up with a 3rd and 2 as a result. Now at the Muhlenberg 22-yard line, inside of 4 minutes left to go in the first quarter. Spring Grove up 7-0 and driving. This time it's Redding up the middle. Not much doing there as Muhlenberg will wrap him up. He needed 2. Justin Jaquez, the 305-pound junior, bottled him up. And we'll see if it's enough for a 1st down. It looks like it is a 1st down. Spring Grove moves the chains again. 4th time in this drive that Spring Grove has picked up a 1st down. They're now at the Mule 19-yard line.
Muhlenberg starting to pack the box now defensively. Backers are getting a little closer to the line of scrimmage. Outside backers getting a little closer to the line. trying to stop the run.
1st and 10 for the Rockets in the Mule 19-yard line. Allen split on the right side. Doesn't matter. They're keeping it on the ground. It's Redding again, kicking outside. 15. Flag goes down as he's across the 10-5. Dives for the pylon. I think he got in. He did. Brody Redding with a touchdown run if it holds, but the flag thrown behind Spring Grove's offense.
Yeah, they had a hold on the edge there that sprung him to the end zone. So a good call by the official there. Muhlenberg gets a break.
So Brody Redding on the 19-yard run for the score will be wiped out by the hold, and instead it will back them up 10 yards for the spot of the foul, which looks like it was at around the 17-yard line, so it'll put them back at the 27-yard line. Remains 1st down, but now backed up to the 27. Will put them in a 1st down and 18. 3:08 now remaining in period number 1. Winner of this game moves on to play New Oxford, who's the number 1 seed and has the bye tonight. New Oxford ran the table in their section of the York Adams League. 10-0 regular season finish for New Oxford, who has become a staple at the top of the 5A classification. Exeter beat them last year in the pursuit to a district championship game. Man in motion this time is Eisenhart. They fake the handoff to him. They reverse it instead for Smith, and he's tripped up and dropped in the backfield. Huge play by Muhlenberg, and getting through was Cam Small to drop him for a loss back to the 35-yard line.
That's a play Muhlenberg needed. Nice. Your leader steps up in every way they possibly can in a big game. That was a nice tackle behind the line.
An 8-yard loss on the play takes it back to the 35. How about a 2nd and 26 coming up now for Spring Grove? Talk about being behind the sticks. That's where the Rockets find themselves right now. They're going to go to a 4-receiver set here. 2 each way for Baum and 1 back in the backfield in Redding. Now making adjustments at the line of scrimmage. He's got Allen and Smith on his right side. He's got Lawrence and Eisenhart on his left.
Just barely beat the play clock.
Redding has the call. Big hole as the flag goes down, and he's tripped up by Mikey Miller at about the 25 or 26-yard line. Again, a flag thrown on the snap of the football. This looks like it's going to be against Spring Grove again. So both teams hurting themselves with penalties in this first quarter.
A little illegal procedure. I think one of the split ends took off a little early to get downfield to block.
So that backs them up now to the 40. It remains 2nd down, but how about 2nd and 31 coming up for the Rockets?
As Coach Wolfram always says, there's not a good play call for a 2nd and 31.
Yeah. That's deep, deep, deep in the book. 2:15 remaining in the quarter. And Spring Grove had it 1st and 10 at the 19. They're now back to their 40-yard line of Muhlenberg. 2nd down and 31.
Taking themselves out of field goal range at this point as well.
Again, 2 receivers each way for Davis Baum, and now Muhlenberg moves up front. Like Jeffrey Collado may have jumped off sides.
Okay, now we're back to 2nd and 26.
So 5 penalties already against Muhlenberg and 3 against Spring Grove.
Oh, it's on Spring
Grove. How about that? So Jeffrey Collado, who was slapping himself in the helmet, mad at himself, assuming it. Now he's high-fiving everybody.
He was as guilty as can be to his teammates there. Apparently the official was not watching him.
So now it's 2nd and 36 back at the 45-yard line. 1:50 left to go. Quarter number 1. Baum looking to throw for it. Going to throw it across the middle. Pass is caught. It's Lawrence on the grab, and a nice grab at that inside the 25 is Zane Lawrence. They'll get a chunk of this back, about 20 of it back, and now 3rd down. Puts the ball at the line of scrimmage. We'll call this about 3rd down and 16 coming up now for Spring Grove.
Baum had a lot of time in the pocket there. Look to see Muhlenberg send some people off the edge on these long passing downs.
4-down territory, no doubt, here for Spring Grove on 3rd and 16 from the 25-yard line. Into the wind. Baum wanting to throw for it. He's going to run out of time, and he's grabbed from behind and thrown down in Spur on the tackle. And is the penalty flag going to come? Spring Grove, and there it comes.
Oh, boy.
Spring Grove was arguing it as Cooper Burke came off the edge, got him from behind around the collar and brought him down. And the official waited for a moment and then dropped the flag.
Boy, that's a tough break. Muhlenberg did come off the edge. Both sides, both outside backers blitzing. Both were clean to the pocket. Big sack, and just might have grabbed the collar of the quarterback on his way to the ground. That's a tough call.
I'm not sure, Frank. This might be intentional grounding because Spring Grove was moving backwards because when he threw that flag, it's in the area. When they generally drop that flag is after the play's over with and they determine whether or not, nope, there it is, personal foul. Spring Grove started backing up, and I thought maybe he was going to call it on an intentional grounding, but it's not. It's going to be the personal foul against Muhlenberg. So that is going to give Spring Grove the break they needed. No doubt about that. And it's going to give them a first down.
I think it's still third down.
Well, it's a spot penalty. Should be. It should actually be 3rd and 1 because it was 3rd and 16.
The down and distance in this series has been insane.
So it's now 3rd down and 1 at the 10-yard line after the 15-yard personal foul penalty against Muhlenberg.
Now wait, is this going to be a first down now?
Officials are talking about it for some reason.
The chain crew has 3rd and 1.
That's what it should be by where it was. It was 3rd and 16. So a 15-yard penalty should make it 3rd and 1.
So from 2nd and what, 30?
2nd and 36.
36 to
now
third down
3rd and 1 at
one.
the 10.
That's enough to drive your defensive coordinator crazy.
So the officials talking over. They can consider the fact that it is exactly where it should be at 3rd and 1. Again, it's not an automatic first down. High school football, they walk it off. And it's a 15-yard penalty. It's not an automatic first down. So it's 3rd down and 1 at the 10 now for Spring Grove. Inside of a minute to go in the first quarter. Again, they're going to go that 4-receiver spread set. With Smith and Allen on the right side, quarterback's going to keep it himself to the 10, to the 5, wide open, touchdown. Davis Baum on the quarterback keep. Nothing but green grass in front of him. Will take it in for the touchdown.
Faked a stretch play to Redding there, kept it himself, and a lot of the Muhlenberg defenders were playing man coverage, chasing their receiver downfield, and some of them didn't realize he still had the ball until it was too late.
So Davis Baum, the quarterback with the keeper, his 6th rushing touchdown of the season. And Spring Grove overcomes some adversity and gets a little bit of help as well, and ultimately puts it in the end zone. And now on to attempt the extra point is Ryan Brooks. Snap good, hold down the kick. Did he get it through? He did. We'll keep it here with 45 seconds to go in quarter number 1. Spring Grove now on top by a 14-0 score as Davis Baum, the senior quarterback and 2-year starter on offense. Talking with Tom Trone, their head coach, he also started as a 10th grader on defense. So technically he's a 3-year starter on high school football, but 2 years as the quarterback. And he keeps it for the 10-yard run and a now 2-score advantage for Spring Grove.
You talk about little parts of the game. Spring Grove scoring with 45 seconds left allows their kicking game to kick with the wind or against the wind. So it's going to give Muhlenberg an opportunity. I think this is an end zone kick if he has the wind, but it's going to hold up enough that Muhlenberg will get a chance to return the ball with 2 of their better skill guys back there. So see if that pans out for Muhlenberg here.
Fred Lacey on one side, Mike Miller on the other for Muhlenberg for the return from Brooks. 45 seconds left to go in this first quarter. And a line drive kick will take a couple bounces, and off the leg of Lacey is going to go all the way right back through the end zone. So the hops on the turf went through the wickets for Freddie Lacey, and so it'll be a touchback instead, and Muhlenberg will start from its own 20. As Frank said, with 45 seconds left to go with the wind at the back for the remainder of this first quarter. And now down by 2 scores. So now all the butterflies are out of your system for this first playoff game. And again, for these players, no one on this field on either side has experienced postseason playoffs. Head coaches have, but not the players.
It's a different dynamic.
Spring Grove not here since 2021 when they lost to Nick Singleton and Governor Mifflin in the semifinals. And, of course, Exeter beat Mifflin in the district championship in 2021. Here's Baez keeping it himself around the edge. Baez finds a little bit of daylight out to the 25, and forward progress is going to take him out close to the 27-yard line. And now we got a Muhlenberg player down. It's a cramping issue for the Mules as Baez on the quarterback keeper takes it for 7. 2nd down and 3 for the Mules following the injury timeout, which stops the clock with 36 seconds left to go. So we'll keep the wind at the back for the Mules for at least one other snap.
I like what Muhlenberg did there. Faked the small, kept it with their quarterback, had a guard out in front of him. Nice pickup on 1st down. I think Muhlenberg just needs to try and pound the ball in here and get small going a little bit.
The injured Mule, again, a cramping issue for Connor Kantner, their center. So now you got to take that into consideration, that now your center is out for a snap as he jogs off the field in his own power. Looks like Xavier Otero, the guard, will move over to center. He's over there taking some practice snaps with Baez before the play goes. So it'll be 2nd and 3 now for the Mules from their own 27-yard line. Small sidecar right of Baez in the backfield. Miller split to the left side, 2 receivers to the right. Bad snap. Baez picks it up, and he's hit immediately. Zap is in there to disrupt things again. And he also got some help up front from Jarrell Stockett. Stockett and Zap falling on Baez on the football. Back at about the 22-yard line, a loss of 5 on the play. So
that should take us to the end of the first quarter.
Muhlenberg will not bother to get another snap off, but right away, again, we talked about it, the snap issue when the center goes out for that one play. So they'll have the opportunity to hopefully get him back in there as the second quarter gets underway. But the Spring Grove Rockets on their home field taking care of business through the first 12 minutes. And it's the Rockets 14, Muhlenberg nothing. Muhlenberg with the football when we get back with quarter number 2. High school football presented by Savage Auto Group continues on WEEU after this.
Hey, Berks County, Chick-fil-A Catering makes game day even better. Choose from a variety of trays, including Chick-fil-A nuggets, mac and cheese, and chocolate chunk cookies. Perfect for your next gathering. Place your order through the Chick-fil-A app, online, or by calling ahead and pick it up at your local Chick-fil-A restaurant at Broadcasting Square, 5th Street Highway, and Exeter Commons. Take cooking off your plate this football season and enjoy the perfect spread with Chick-fil-A Catering. Availability and order requirements vary. See restaurant for details.
Spots Insurance Group is a proud sponsor of Berks County Sports. We're an award-winning nationwide agency you can trust, insuring what means most to you for over 32 years. We specialize in auto, home, renters, business, and life insurance. Remember, when you think insurance, think Spots. Visit us at spotsforinsurance.com. That's SPOTTS, 4,
Quarter number 2 about to get underway alongside Frank Ferrandino. My name is Bob McCool. It is the Spring Grove Rockets on top of the Muhlenberg Muhls by a score of 14-0. Muhlenberg with the football as we start the second quarter, back up in their own territory to a 3rd down and 8 from their own 22-yard line. Muhls will bring 3 receivers on the right side and 1 on the left. Miller and Lacey, their 2 most dynamic players, the 2 outside on the right. Baez looking across the middle, looking maybe for a little screen pass. Face mask is grabbed as he gets away. Finds himself some daylight, dumps it off for Cam Small. Small makes the catch very close to the 1st down, and now another flag goes down at the tail end of the play. So wait and see all this sort out. The first one is definitely a face mask. Somebody grabbed Baez by the face mask.
Nice play by Baez, scrambling out of some tacklers. Got himself a little extra time, then found his main man. Was a screen set up that was covered well by Spring Grove, but Muhlenberg adjusted well. Once he started scrambling, Cam got himself to the edge, found a little space. Enough for a 1st down, but we'll see what happens here.
So we got 2 separate penalties. And the first, the illegal man downfield is going to be the other. It's just going to wipe out the play. So offsetting penalties, the face mask against Spring Grove, and then an illegal man downfield called against Muhlenberg. So wipe out the 2 penalties. It'll make it 3rd down and 8 again from the 22-yard line. So great play by Baez, ultimately goes for naught on the penalty.
Officials are getting a workout so far tonight with the penalties in the first quarter.
They are indeed. So we'll try it again. Lacey and Contreras on the right side. Miller split out. Now Miller goes out for the backfield. He's on the right side as well. Baez in the backfield by himself. Looking across the middle for Miller. It's off his fingertips and incomplete. Miller trying to make the catch. Ultimately, actually hit off his shoulder and incomplete. A pass Mike Miller probably figures he should have caught. Would have been enough for a first down, but instead it's 4th and 8.
Now Muhlenberg's got to put a punt into the wind here. I would imagine Spring Grove's returner here is going to move himself up.
Jordan Eisenhart is that return man for Spring Grove. Again, Freddie Lacey is the punter for the Mules. Now he actually took a couple steps back, did Eisenhart. Lacey, it's a line drive kick, barely get over the line of scrimmage, but it does take a roll in Muhlenberg's favor across midfield, and will ultimately come to a stop at around the 45 or 46-yard line. So mishit off the foot of Fred Lacey, but fortunately for Muhlenberg, it just hit and rolled on the turf. And Spring Grove on top 14-0. Early second quarter, going to get in great field position. They'll start 1st and 10 from their own 46-yard line.
A lot of kicking coaches will tell a punter when you're going into the wind to keep it low. You got to make sure it doesn't get blocked, but that worked out really well for Lacey there. He got a nice roll past midfield.
So the Rockets back to work again with those 2 freshman backs on either side of Baum, and to give his to Gibbs. And Gibbs picks his way through into Muhlenberg territory, slips a tackle, and is eventually brought down all the way down inside the Mule 40-yard line. Another first down run for Spring Grove. Has it at the Muhlenberg 37-yard line.
I'm really impressed by these 2 freshman running backs. These kids could be in junior high, and they're doing a really nice job here in a district playoff game.
54 yards on the ground for Gibbs, 33 more for Reading. And it's a 1st and 10 for Spring Grove as they've got 5 first downs of their 7 so far, all on the ground. And there's more Muhlenberg movement at the line of scrimmage. So it's going to cost Muhlenberg 5 more yards.
Muhlenberg's answer to the run game is to start sending some pressure. And they're just getting a little ahead of the snap count, a little too anxious to come. They're coming in B gaps, which is where the ball is being run most of the time here. So if it hits, it's going to be okay.
1st and 5, they'll give it to Brooks. And this time, Muhlenberg does a better job of bottling him up. Does not allow him to kick it all the way outside. He's wrapped up at about the 29. Still gets 3 yards out of it. And Spring Grove, thanks to the penalty on Muhlenberg on 1st down, is now in a 2nd down and about 2. Talking with Coach Tom Trone about these 3 freshmen. Gibbs and Redding, and then also in the defensive secondary is Devon Melbourne, whether or not he thought they would play as much as they did. And he said, no, he didn't. But obviously the injury to Malik Kane opened up the door for the 2 in the backfield. Baum wants to throw it now, has time, sidesteps the pressure, buys himself some more time, and now he's going to take off and run with it to the 25-20, gets a downfield block, and now out of bounds. A flag goes down as Baum is knocked out of bounds at around the 20-yard line. This might be a late hit out of bounds against Muhlenberg. We'll see. Flag was thrown out of bounds. And Rob Flowers is lobbying with the officials. Nope, they're going to pick up the flag. So the ball is on the run by Baum. Still going to be a 1st down inside the 20. They're going to mark the football at the 18-yard line. As Davis Baum couldn't find anybody open, decided to take off and run with it. Runs for 11 yards and a 1st down for Spring Grove.
Brandon Smith for Spring Grove had a really nice block downfield that allowed him to pick up all that extra yardage. Nice job by a split end.
So it's 1st and 10 now for Spring Grove at the Mule 18-yard line. 10 minutes and 2 seconds remaining in the 2nd quarter. Has been all Rockets so far. Mules need some kind of a break here. Again, Redding on the left side. Gibbs on the right side of Davis Baum as he takes the snap. And the give is to Redding off the right side. Slips a tackle.
Nice
and a second to the 10, to the 5. Touchdown, Brody Redding. Slipped 2 separate tackles and took it to the house from 18 yards out.
Really nice cut downfield. Had a one-on-one situation and made the defensive back miss and outran everybody else to the end zone.
So Spring Grove, 3 rushing touchdowns, and the 2 freshman backs and the senior quarterback have run for those 3 scores. And the Rockets in control in this football game early in the 2nd quarter, with Ryan Brooks on to attempt a 3rd extra point. Snap is good, the hold is down, and the kick is good. When we come back to York County, the score, the Spring Grove Rockets 21, the Muhlenberg Muhls nothing. More high school football presented by Savage Auto Group when we come back after this.
Hey, Berks County, Chick-fil-A Catering makes game day even better. Choose from a variety of trays, including Chick-fil-A nuggets, mac and cheese, and chocolate chunk cookies. Perfect for your next gathering. Place your order through the Chick-fil-A app, online, or by calling ahead and pick it up at your local Chick-fil-A restaurant at Broadcasting Square, 5th Street Highway, and Exeter Commons. Take cooking off your plate this football season and enjoy the perfect spread with Chick-fil-A Catering. Availability and order requirements vary. See restaurant for details.
Savage 61 Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is once again the #1 rated auto dealership in Pennsylvania. Thinking it's time to trade up for something newer? We offer the most insane trade-in values you'll find anywhere. Whether you're looking for a new or certified pre-owned vehicle, our dedicated team will make sure you drive away happy. Visit us today at savage61.com and see why we're Pennsylvania's top choice.
To find out how WEEU can be your affordable advertising partner, call 610-345-7338.
Muhlenberg on the kickoff return. It's Contreras trying to go east to west, and it's just not working for Muhlenberg. Tried that on a couple of kickoff returns, and Spring Grove special teams is equal to the challenge as Alexis Contreras is tackled right around the 20-yard line. So the Mules, again, not only now buried on the scoreboard at 21-0, but also in their own territory, backed up to around the 25-yard line. So a lot of time left to go in this second quarter, but this is a big possession for the Mules.
And they need some points here. They need to, first of all, keep Spring Grove's offense off the field, and they need to get something on the board before the half.
They'll start from their own 23-yard line. Baez was small in his backfield. Mike Miller will go in motion from right side to left, and again, more movement up front by Muhlenberg. Mules are going to back themselves up 5. 7 penalties already against Muhlenberg. Backed up to the 18-yard line now. First down and 15. Again, Miller and Lacey's on the right side. Contreras on the left. Miller again will go in motion from right side to left, looping around Baez in the backfield. Small gets the handoff. Small has some daylight. Small with a tackler around his ankle. It's Eisenhart on the tackle across the 25-yard line, but a nice surge up front by the line that gets Cameron Small about 7 yards on the carry or more.
You know, Bob, I mentioned earlier that Spring Grove's defensive front keeps shifting around. I wonder if that's causing some of the offside penalties from the Muhlenberg offensive linemen. They just got to kind of settle in.
9 yards for Small. He's going to get the call here, but again, nothing happened this time for Cam Small as he's wrapped up right around the line of scrimmage. Those 2 tackles inside in Zapp and Bosley causing some problems up front. Small gets no gain. It's going to be 3rd and 6 from the 27-yard line for Muhlenberg.
It's a big third down here.
Again, you're punting into the wind if you can't move the sticks. Miller splits out to the right side. Lacey and Contreras will split out to the left with Lacey in the slot. Christian Coley, the tight end, is lined up on the right side of the line of scrimmage. Baez has time, looking for the home run, looking for Miller down the field. Miller juggled. Did he hold on? He did. Mike Miller makes the catch with a defender draped around him. First down in Spring Grove territory at the Rocket 37-yard line.
That's the break the Mules needed there. I'm not so sure Miller didn't get away with a little bit of a push-off to separate himself, but a nice over-the-shoulder catch. First down, Mules in Spring Grove territory.
That is a 36-yard completion as Mike Miller makes the catch, and now they try to flip it outside, but not able to hold on to it is Lacey. The incomplete pass will make it 2nd and 10 for Muhlenberg at the Spring Grove 37-yard line.
I think Lacey started looking downfield to see where he was going to cut, and the ball slipped through his hands.
So 2nd down and 10. Still a ton of time left to go in this second quarter, but the Mules, as Frank said, really in a position where they really need to pick something up here.
Oh, no.
Bad snap problems again. Baez is going to try to run his way out of that. And a flag comes down as well.
It looked like they were just out of sync there. Their split ends weren't set. The ball got snapped. I think we're going to get another illegal procedure here.
Connor Cantor, by the way, the center, is back in for Muhlenberg, was able to come back out for the second quarter, but now we have a Spring Grove player shaken up on the play as well. That's Jaleel Reeser, their middle linebacker, who's slow to get up. Wait and see what is going to be the end result of this. It's an illegal shift against Muhlenberg. I think it's going to put Muhlenberg backed up to the 40-yard line. Is where the ball right now is spotted. Reeser walking off the field in his own power, but it looked like it might be a hand or a wrist issue for Reeser. So the line of scrimmage right now is the 40 for Muhlenberg, the Spring Grove 40. And it's going to be third down. So they'll take the play, which was the snap issues, and back it up to the 40. You'll make it 3rd and 13 now for Muhlenberg. Small sidecar right. Coley splits out on the left side with Miller. Lacey, tot slide. Baez is in trouble, and Baez is going to go down. Wrapped up and brought down from behind all the way back at about the 47-yard line. And that's Jaden Moore, the defensive end, who got the Baez and drops him for the sack.
Baez was looking for Cam Small down the sideline out of the backfield. He tried and get him one-on-one with the linebacker. Just didn't have enough time to get the ball off.
Dropped it back at the 46. It's now 4th down and 19, and the Mules, after that big play to Mikey Miller, cannot take advantage of it, and Lacey will have to punt it again. Third punt for Lacey. Another kick that barely gets over the line of scrimmage off the side of his foot, but again takes a roll. It's picked up by Zane Lawrence and run out of bounds at around the 30-yard line. So the frustrations for Muhlenberg continue with 7:21 left to go in the first half. Mules are down 21-0, and Spring Grove has the football again. 1st and 10 for the Rockets, and it looks like they'll spot him short of the 30 at the 29. Dangerous play there for Zane Lawrence with that ball rolling on the ground. He picked it up, but able to get out of bounds before any troubles. Spring Grove hasn't turned the football over yet. Muhlenberg turned it over once on their first possession, and Spring Grove took advantage of a short field. Again, those two freshman backs on either side of the senior quarterback, Davis Baum. Gibbs on one side and Redding on the other. It's Gibbs who's going to get the call here. 35-40. First down run for Cade Gibbs before he's wrapped up and brought down by Cam Small at about the 42-yard line.
Spring Grove's offensive line's doing a really nice job, and the other back, there's two backs in the backfield in the shotgun, and the other back is leading on that power play. Really nice hole.
14 more yards for Cade Gibbs. So Gibbs has run for 68. Redding has run for 72. And here is Redding. Redding, a big hole, 50, 45, sidesteps a tackler all the way down to the Muhlenberg 35-yard line. Brody Redding with a first down run again for the Rockets into Muhlenberg territory. 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line.
I really appreciate this offensive line by Spring Grove. They're getting to the second level. So not only are they handling the upfront defensive linemen, but they're getting their guards and tackles to the backers, and backs are just making some nice cuts right up the middle of the field.
1st and 10 at the 35. 18 more on the ground for Redding. Caleb Allen will split out on the right side. Jordan Eisenhart splits out on the left. And the quarterback will keep it himself. Gets a block from Redding, and then we'll take a slide at around the 30. So Baum on the quarterback keeper will pick up about 5 to the 30 and make it 2nd down and 5. Actually, they're going to spot him down at the 32 as he took a slide. So it's a gain of 3. 2nd down and 7 coming up.
What do the kids call that? He made a business decision there. Lacey had a dead shot at him, and he hit the turf and slid. And I think they call that making a good business decision and staying safe and not taking a big hit.
We are just past the halfway mark of quarter number 2. Spring Grove 21. Muhlenberg nothing. 2nd down and 7 for the Rockets at the Mules 32. Eisenhart splits out again to the left side, and again it's Allen split out on the right. Baum making an adjustment at the line of scrimmage on what the play is. Takes the snap, hands it to Redding, again off the right edge, and he's got the edge, and eventually Muhlenberg will close in on him and wrap him up. But he'll take it to about the 26-yard line.
Same lead play they ran earlier for a big gain. play side halfback leads on the edge. Backside back gets the ball. This time Muhlenberg's secondary came up, made a nice tackle.
Caleb Perez, that secondary player, the sophomore, come up to make the tackle at the 26-yard line, but still a gain of 6 more for Reading. Puts it in a 3rd down and 1 at the 26 of the Mules. We're going to throw for it here, a little inside slip screen. Eisenhart slips a tackler, 20, 5, 15, 10, 5, touchdown. Jordan Eisenreich, a slip screen, and then Eisenhart did the rest, running against the grain, slipped the tackle, and took it home from 26 yards out.
That's what a good run game will do for you. You gotta pick your poison. So Muhlenberg is concerned about the run up the middle, and then a slip screen goes for a touchdown. Nice play calling on Spring Grove's part.
So Baum is 3 for 3 throwing the football, and now his first touchdown pass tonight is 13th of the season. And Spring Grove just having a field day so far offensively. 4 possessions and 4 scores. As Brooks comes on to attempt an extra point, and that too is good. Everything remaining solid for the Spring Grove Rockets when we come back to their home field. 4:40 left to go in the first half. It's the Rockets 28, the Mules nothing.
If you are buying or selling a home, contact RE/MAX real estate agent Phil Macaronis. With over 20 years of experience and a member of the RE/MAX Hall of Fame, Phil does it all, from residential to commercial real estate sales. And with his large catalog of repeat and referral customers, you know you can depend on Phil Macaronis, no matter where you're looking for your next home. Call 610-670-2770 or call Phil directly anytime at 610-858-4555.
Looking for the best pizza in Berks? Come to Nino's Pizza and Italian Restaurant, located along Richmond Street in Reading. Whether grabbing a pie to share before the game, getting delivery for the team, or you're looking for a real Italian dining experience in a grotto-style restaurant, put Nino's on the top of your roster. As the official pizza of WEEU's Slice of Sports, Nino's knows how to feed athletes and the rest of your crew. Nino's Pizza and Italian Restaurant, 515 Richmond Street. Call 610-921-2300 or visit ninosristorante.com.
Brooks on a kickoff. Alexis Contreras fields it, but his knee touched the ground when he caught the football, so that's where the Mules will start around their own 25-yard line. Proudly serving families across generations, Stitzel Funeral Home offers compassionate care when it matters most. Their dedicated team supports you with dignity, respect, and personal attention every step of the way. When your family needs guidance, trust Stitzel Funeral Homes to be there. Stop by the locations at Laurel or in Ole or visit online. Stitzel Funeral Homes, caring about your community today and always. Go Mules. And the Mules need their help right now as they are down 28-0, and they will start 1st and 10 from their own 25-yard line. 4:37 left to go in this second quarter. Baez, again, 3 receivers on his right, 2 on his left. He's in the backfield by his lonesome. He's looking in the direction of Lacey, but he's in trouble, and he's going to go down, brought down from behind. Coming off the edge is the other defensive end. This time is Jarrell Stockett. Last time it was Jaden Moore who got him. This time it's Stockett getting him from behind and dragging him down.
Stockett's got some speed for a defensive lineman. Looked like Baez was going to get the edge to run, and he just closed on him. Nice play.
So back-to-back sacks for the Spring Grove defense and a loss of 8 on the play. Puts the Mules in a 2nd and 18, back at the 17. Miller now in the backfield with Cam Small. Now Small will shift out of the backfield. They're going to throw it to him. Out in the flat, looking for a block, and he won't get much, and he's tripped up and brought down. Well played by the outside of the defense.
Eisenhart with a nice tackle on the edge.
Jordan Eisenhart coming up. By the way, Jaleel Reeser back out there for the Rockets as they bring down Small again right around the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. We'll make it 3rd down and 18. So they try to get the ball in the hands of Small and a little screen pass out in the flat, and it goes for no gain.
I like the idea and the concept of just trying to get him in space, but really nice open field tackle.
3 receivers all to the right for Baez on a sprint out to his right. Gets his shoulders squared. He's going to take off and run with it. Gets away from Eisenhart. Gets away from a second tackle. But eventually a 3rd tackle will bring him down around the 24-yard line.
Guess who? Zap coming from the down lineman position, catches him all the way on the far edge. He can run a little bit.
So he brings down Baez at about the 24. They get 7 of it back, but it's going to bring up 4th down and 11 yards to get the first down, and back on the field comes Freddie Lacy for a punt.
Spring Grove's been awfully close to blocking a few of these, but
Lacy gets this one off this time. It's a high short kick into the wind, but it does hit. Take a Muhlenberg roll and a good one. Still rolling inside the 35 and all the way down to the 30-yard line. So good job by Fred Lacy to get it off and get it to flip the field. And with 2 minutes and 25 seconds left to go, Spring Grove will start deep in their own territory with a 28-0 lead. Back at their own 30-yard line. So must-stop territory here for Muhlenberg's defense. Spring Grove will get the football to start period number 3. But a score here could put the mercy rule in effect for the second half. The Mules cannot stop it. 28-0 Spring Grove on top, starting from their own 30. Baum going to hand it off for Redding. Trying to get it on that right edge. He'll take on a tackler and get dropped right away. Cam Small, the tackler.
Interested to see if Spring Grove hustles here with 2 minutes left to try and get to that 35, or if they're happy with what they have right now going into the half and just going to play conservative. Looks like they are slowing it down a little bit here. My guess is if they get a big run, they'll crank up the speed. If not, they'll be happy to take this 28-0 lead into the half.
Second down and 7 for the Rockets at their own 33-yard line. Eisenhart split out to the left side. Caleb Allen split out to the right. Give is to Gibbs, and Gibbs will push his way across the 35 to about the 36. Muhlenberg will push back there after a 3-yard gain. Puts the Rockets in a 3rd and 4. So Muhlenberg at least making Spring Grove work for it a little bit. They are back to the line of scrimmage much quicker here on 3rd and 4. 2 receivers for Baum to his right and 1 in Eisenhart to his left. The give is to Redding. Redding trying to kick it outside. Nothing much there. He's going to be stopped very close to the first down, but I think he's short. Tom Trone just kicking away with a wind to his back, or does he go for it here on 4th and about a yard from his own 39-yard line?
I thought we might see a Muhlenberg timeout just to force their decision, but it looks like they are going to let the clock run, probably take a timeout, and then punt it away is my guess.
Clock inside of now 50 seconds to go. Play clock still has about 15 seconds left, so they can take this all the way down to just about the 30-second mark before he calls the timeout. And then punt it away and give Muhlenberg just less time to work with. On what is 4th down and 1 from the 39-yard line. So if Spring Grove does punt the football, this would be the first stop for Muhlenberg's defense. So the play clock does hit just before 1 second. They'll stop the clock. Spring Grove calls its first timeout with 29 seconds remaining in the first half. Remind you, coming up at halftime, Jeff Nolan and Matt Knob back in the WEEU studios to catch you up to date with what's happening all around District 3 on the first night of District 3 playoffs. Of course, 4 Berks County teams have a bye in the first round. Class 6A, Wilson has a bye. Class 3A, Berks Catholic, who got the number 1 seed in Class 3A, also with a bye. And then, of course, in Class 4A, Twin Valley, and though I'm missing Spartans, also with a bye. Frank, you get a chance to see the Lampeter-Stroudsburg Pioneers, who you've seen a lot of late, including the last week of the season. That'll be your first matchup next Saturday afternoon.
Right, yeah, they're a good team. We played really well against them the first round. We understand that game is over and we have to start over again. We're expecting a lot of different looks from them, as I'm sure they're expecting to make a lot of adjustments on their own. So it should be, they're a good program, good team. State finalists last year, so it's going to be another battle.
Yeah, we really got to appreciate how good of a coach Victor Reidenauer was last year, with getting to see them against you and Twin Valley and the great rivalry that's become the 3 of you over the course of the last couple of weeks of the season. He's done a great job with that program.
Yeah, they're a hard-hitting football team. And this is interesting there.
They are going to go for it, and Baum, the quarterback, will keep it, and they'll run for the first down. So on 4th and 1, they lined up. They run the quarterback on the option keeper. He sees the daylight and runs it for a first down. 1st and 10 for the Rockets, and now going to snap the football at the 46-yard line. Baum wants to throw for it. Look, fakes left, goes back to his right, looking for Allen. It's off his fingertips and incomplete. Stops the clock with 14 seconds left to go in the half.
Interesting decision to run the clock down on a 4th and 1 and not punt it away. But they kind of took a lot of time away from themselves here, but we'll see if it pays off. They still have 14 seconds left.
So the clock with stopping on the incomplete pass. Second down and 10 now after that incomplete pass. Looking for Allen for the first time tonight. 4 receivers generally out there all the time for Spring Grove on a regular basis. Lawrence was missing some action. Here comes Muhlenberg on a blitz. Bomb rolling out to his left. Stop, plants, throws. Wide open in the middle of the field is Lawrence at the 35, 30, 25, 20. Lawrence has finally run out of bounds inside the Muhlenberg 15-yard line with 4 seconds remaining in the first half.
Wow. Oh.
So now let's see how the Rockets choose to play this. Looks like they're going to run the field goal unit on there and try and get a field goal out of this. Ryan Brooks is coming on with the wind at his back to attempt a field goal, which should be right around the 30-yard distance. It's exactly what they're going to do. Brooks, who's 4 for 4 in extra point attempts, is going to attempt a 30-yard field goal. And Neff is his holder, takes the knee. Snap a good one. The hold is down. The kick, did he get it enough?
Yeah, I think
he did not.
Oh.
I think it went right underneath the crossbar, so the Mules are able to avoid getting more points put on them as Spring Grove runs out of time, tries to get the field goal, and comes up empty. So we hit the halfway mark of this District 3 Class 5A opening round matchup, and it's the Spring Grove Rockets on top of the Muhlenberg Muhls, 28-0. Take a timeout, back with halftime after this on WEEU in Reading.
This season, stick with everyone's favorite snack, Diefenbach's Kettle Chips. Legend has it Mark Diefenbach loved kettle cooked chips so much he turned his Berks County kitchen into the ultimate snack factory. Now, over 60 years later, we're still making that delicious PA crafted crunch with the same passion and quality right where it all began. So crunch into some flavorful Diefenbach's Kettle Chips today and snack on a delicious tradition.
Looking for the best pizza in Berks? Come to Nino's Pizza and Italian Restaurant, located along Richmond Street in Reading. Whether grabbing a pie to share before the game, getting delivery for the team, or you're looking for a real Italian dining experience in a grotto-style restaurant, put Nino's on the top of your roster. As the official pizza of WEEU's Slice of Sports, Nino's knows how to feed athletes and the rest of your crew. Nino's Pizza and Italian Restaurant, 515 Richmond Street. Call 610-921-2300 or visit ninosristorante.com.
Tonight's halftime show is brought to you by Lincoln Plumbing and Heating. When you need a plumber, get a good one. Locally owned and operated for over 50 years, Lincoln Plumbing has the experience to help from a leaky faucet to a whole bathroom remodel. Call 610-376-0863 for Lincoln Plumbing and Heating, as honest as their name. Well, things started out well for Muhlenberg. They picked up a couple of first downs on their first possession, got it into Spring Grove territory, but then unfortunately for the Mules, a fumbled snap ended up being the game's first and what ultimately was only turnover the first half, and Spring Grove recovered it in Muhlenberg territory and eventually took it to the end zone. Cade Gibbs running it in from 7 yards out for the score to make it 7-0. And Spring Grove just took care of business from that point forward. Then it was the quarterback, Davis Baum, running it in from 10 yards out to make it 14-0 after a period. And then it was Brody Redding, the other freshman running back, with Cade Gibbs, running it in from 18 yards out. And then it was Baum with his arm finding Jordan Eisenhart in a little slip screen that goes for 26 yards and a touchdown. Ryan Brooks was perfect on all 4 extra point attempts. The Rockets had one last shot at the end of the first half. They ran the kicker on to attempt a 30-yard field goal, but it was no good. And so that's where things stand with the Rockets getting the football to start the third quarter. So after 2 quarters of play here in the District 3 5A opening round, the winner of which will go on to take on the unbeaten New Oxford team next Friday night at New Oxford. It is Spring Grove on top of Muhlenberg at the break, 28-0. We throw things back to the WEU studios. Jeff Nolan, Matt Knob with more. A rundown on all the scores.
All right, Bob, thank you very much. From the second floor here at 4th and Court on a Friday night. Week number 1 of the playoff season is underway with Matt Knob. I'm Jeff Nolan, and we give the boys a little rest out there. Little dust in the wind right there from Kansas. I keep on hearing that song in my mind every time that wind comes whipping through the microphones out there. But we do want to thank everybody out there from Spring Grove welcoming us out there to be able to broadcast this game for you. Of course, if you're listening to us on the radio, that video feed is complimentary and free each and every week on our sports channel, 830 WEEU Sports. Well, you know, the way you start things is the way the night goes sometimes, Matt, and it started off for Muhlenberg getting the ball and the quarterback Baez with the fumble on the possession right there kind of started the downhill that is facing the Mules right now.
Yeah, it just swung the momentum right in Spring Grove's favor, and Spring Grove held the momentum for the rest of that first half, putting up 4 touchdowns, putting the Mules back on their heels. Muhlenberg did not help themselves at all with some of the penalties that were called, helping Spring Grove continue their drives and score. But if you're looking at this game from the Rockets' perspective, 4 different scores. Quarterback, he's got a rushing touchdown and a passing touchdown. They're really spreading the ball out on offense and getting everyone involved, and they're out to a nice 28-0 lead.
Yeah, so right now, if one team could do it in the first half, the other team could do it in the second half, and that's what you're hoping Muhlenberg can do right now is to, Rob Flowers, get him in the locker room, get him refocused, and come out there and play a strong second half and get themselves back in the game. They're going to have to do it early because that temperature and the wind, it's only going to get worse for these two teams. All right, let's take a timeout. When we come back, kind of set you up what's going on so far throughout the night. It is the first week of the postseason. All scores and highlights coming up here at the halftime show on the Voice of Berks and Beyond 830 WEEU.
Spots Insurance Group is a proud sponsor of Berks County Sports. We're an award-winning nationwide agency you can trust, insuring what means most to you for over 32 years. We specialize in auto, home, renters, business, and life insurance. Remember, when you think insurance, think Spots. Visit us at spotsforinsurance.com. That's SPOTTS, 4, insurance.com.
Looking for the best pizza in Berks? Come to Nino's Pizza and Italian Restaurant, located along Richmond Street in Reading. Whether grabbing a pie to share before the game, getting delivery for the team, or you're looking for a real Italian dining experience in a grotto-style restaurant, put Nino's on the top of your roster. As the official pizza of WEEU's Slice of Sports, Nino's knows how to feed athletes and the rest of your crew. Nino's Pizza and Italian Restaurant, 515 Richmond Street. Call 610-921-2300 or visit ninosristorante.com.
Welcome back, everybody. Halftime here, 28-0 lead for the Rockets of Spring Grove over Muhlenberg here in our opening playoff round 5A matchup with Matt Knob. I'm Jeff Nolan. We'll get you halftime scores here in just a minute. Reminder that all the final scores and the highlights that go with them after the game. We'll check in, of course, with Bob McCool on the way home. He's the one out there freezing, and I can't say his name. There's something wrong with that, Matt. Bob McCool will wrap up all his thoughts and everything for this game right here. We're also going to get a conversation going with Jared Montalto. He will be checking in from the Exeter game. Michael Garland from the Mechanicsburg game. So we've got Eric Epler, Cedar Cliff and Cedar Crest. Rod Frisco is going to join us. So a lot of games we're going to report on tonight after the game. All right, let's go scores here, buddy. And a game you're listening to right now, it is a 28-0 lead for Spring Grove. They are the 8th seed in the 5A bracket, playing number 9 Muhlenberg. And again, 28-0, the Rockets of Spring Grove on the home field with the lead. They get the winner. The winner of this game gets number 1, New Oxford. Let's go up to 6A, Matt, and you've got the bracket sitting in front of you.
In 6A, it's all Cedar Cliff so far. In this one, they lead Cedar Crest 21-0. Hilton to Jones. Jalen Hilton to Isaiah Jones, a 22-yard touchdown in the first half for Cedar Cliff.
Central Dauphin, Cumberland Valley, waiting for a score on that one. This is a rematch of a Week 5 game that Cumberland Valley beat Central Dauphin 24-15. Now, the game there's 4 teams not in action tonight in 6A. Wilson, William Penn, or York High, they will play each other next week at Wilson. And then Hempfield and Manheim Township will get together next week as well. In 5A, everybody is playing today, Matt. We gave the score for Spring Grove and Muhlenberg. That is our game. Warwick and Shippensburg, a 9-7 lead right now for Warwick over Shippensburg. They get ready to go to half. Quarterback Thomas Myers has a 1-yard touchdown run for Warwick in that one. Exeter doing some damage to Lower Dauphin, Matt.
The Eagles doing some damage tonight, and it's courtesy of some familiar names. Leo Brown, the running back, he had a 44-yard touchdown run. Quarterback Riley Martinez had a passing touchdown, and Braylon Reinert had a scoop and score fumble recovery on a kickoff that he took back for a touchdown. Extra leads 21-0.
Mechanicsburg with a 14-0 lead at the break over Redland. Again, these two teams met in the regular season. Mechanicsburg won the first one 14-7. Michael Garland will check in post-game to talk about that one. In 4A, Elko leading Kennerdale 14-7 at the break. The number one seed in 4A, Susquehanna, awaits the winner of that game. The other game taking place tonight is Eastern York, the 7th seed, hosting number 10, Middletown. Teams not playing. Bob McCool just kind of touched on this a little bit. Lampeter, Strasburg, and Wyomissing, they will get together next Saturday at 1 o'clock at Bob Wolfram Field. That'll be a quarterfinal matchup. Of course, Wyomissing won this game last week. West Perry and Twin Valley will get together at Twin Valley on Friday night at 7 o'clock. Let's go to 3A, Matt.
In 3A, Big Spring leads Bermudian Springs 14-6. Grady Hope has 2 touchdown runs in that one for Big Spring to lift them to the early lead. And Trinity leads Schuylkill Valley 21-0 at the break.
Yeah, so the winner of Big Spring, Bermudian Spring, takes on Berks Catholic, the number 1 seed in 3A. And then the winner of Trinity and Schuylkill Valley takes on number 2, Anvil Cleona. Those games will take place next Friday night. 2A, well, Columbia, they got into the postseason. The reward was Steel High, and the Rollers rolling tonight, 46-0. No shame, though, there. Obviously, you want to play to win, but getting back in the postseason after being winless, the Crimson Tide is a good step forward. Jazwan George with a couple touchdown runs in that one for the Rollers. Halifax tonight there, Matty, against Lancaster Catholic.
Halifax 17, Lancaster Catholic 0. Rowan DeMarco had a pick 6 for Halifax, and Tegan Carroll had a 2-yard touchdown run. That game is at halftime.
Go off the grid here a little bit down to District 1. It's Central Bucks West leading North Penn 14-7. That is late in the first half. And Chamonix is, I forget who they're playing. They've got a 21-14 lead at the break. I forgot to check who they were playing. All right, what's going on here? Let's take a time out. When we come back, we'll tell you what to expect on the postgame show here on a Friday night, playoff Friday night, and the voice of Berks and Beyond, 830 WEEU.
Savage 61 Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is once again the number 1 rated auto dealership in Pennsylvania. Thinking it's time to trade up for something newer? We offer the most insane trade-in values you'll find anywhere. Whether you're looking for a new or certified pre-owned vehicle, our dedicated team will make sure you drive away happy. Visit us today at savage61.com and see why we're Pennsylvania's top choice.
To find out how WEU can be your affordable advertising partner, call 610-345-7338.
UECU is a credit union that understands Pennsylvania, what it means to grow up here, raise a family, start a business. And we're committed to being your financial partner for life. With competitive rates, exclusive member discounts, and modern technology, UECU offers personalized banking that will make you feel right at home. Visit bankingforpa.org and sign up for UECU membership through our partner association, the Pennsylvania Consumer Council. UECU, banking that understands home.
Welcome back, everybody, as we get ready to send you back out to Spring Grove, a 28-0 lead for the Rockets over Muhlenberg here as we have hit week 1 of the postseason. Of course, we will be back with you for week number 2. Follow us on all our social media platforms, whether it's X, Instagram, or Facebook, or just listen to the radio, and we'll tell you which game we're going to follow next week. And, of course, we'll send the reporters out there as well. Again, we'll check in with Jarrett Montalto at Exeter. We've got Rod Frisco at Schuylkill Valley. Mechanicsburg and Michael Garland. Eric Epler is going to check in with us as well from Cedar Cliff and Cedar Crest. And that's right, our boy, Billy Splain. Billy's going to explain it all with playoff scores at 11:05. All right, that's all the time that we have. We'll get ready to send it back to Frank and to Bob. Thanks for listening to the halftime show. The second floor, 4th and Court, the voice of Berks and Beyond, 830 WEEU.
Temperatures dropped and my heating wouldn't kick on, so I called Keith HVAC Electrical and Plumbing. They had it running fast and at a fair price. That was years ago, and I've trusted them ever since. Heating, cooling, plumbing, electrical, Keith does it all. Honest, fast, professional. They've been around for 30 years for a reason. Call Keith HVAC today. You'll be glad you did.
Keith HVAC Electrical and Plumbing. Quality you trust, comfort you deserve. Call 610-589-6461 or visit keithhvac.com.
Noisy, squeaky, or uneven garage doors? Do they snap, crackle, or pop? Having trouble opening or closing? Get a garage door tune-up now from Overhead Door Reading. For just $99, we'll inspect, lubricate, and adjust your garage doors so they run smoothly and quietly. Don't get stuck in the driveway this winter. Call today and ask for our tune-up special. Serving the community since 1965. Overhead Door Reading. We're more than just doors. OverheadDoorReading.com.
Redner's Markets is a part of the Berks County community, proudly employee, local, and American-owned since 1970. Your support has made Redner's a staple, and your continued commitment is rewarded with the Redner's Rewards Program. Shopping at the markets earns you big savings with grocery deals, special offers and services, and surprise savings. Rewards members save at the pump, too, with discounts on fuel prices at our 7 Redner's Quick Stops and many more select locations. Shop, earn, and save with the Redner's mobile app. Sign up at the store or online at rednersmarkets.com.
Well, a surprise little addition here, some extra time in the studios here at the second floor, 4th and Court with Matt Knob. I'm Jeff Nolan, as they are working on a clock issue or something, straightening something up at the field. So a little delay getting the second half going, but it shan't be that long. So stay with us here for just a few more moments. We'll kick it back out there in just a little bit. And again, the post-game show coming up a little bit later on. We're going to cover quite a few games here tonight. I had mentioned earlier Jarrett Montalto, the Reading Eagle. Jarrett is taking in the Exeter action against Lower Dauphin. You can follow him on social media, Mechanicsburg and Redland. That's Michael Garland. He'll check in as well. Big Spring and Bermudian Spring. That's the opponent next week for Berks Catholic in 3A. Jack Leckler at the Jack Leckler. He's on social media. Make sure you check him out. Rod Frisco's at Schuylkill Valley and Trinity. And we're going to get Eric Epler up as well with us. Again, we are following a lot of these guys on social media. I love following, for example, the Cedar Cliff game, Crest against Cliff. That is Eric Epler. Eric's at 3 Jacks. So if you want scoring updates on social media on X, follow him there. We talked about Jarrett Montalto as well. Also, we've got Tim Gross. Tim is also working that Big Spring Bermudian Spring game with Jack Leckler. So PA Football News, that is Billy Splain. He's at Halifax and Lancaster Catholic. So again, if you go to social media, and I preached about this, Matt, for the entire season, the guys at Lancaster Online, Jeff Reinert and everybody, those guys do a wonderful job, and they've got a ton of games, an absolute ton of games covered tonight. So does PA Football News. They are covering, I believe it's 30 games tonight as well. So make sure when you get to social media, search some of these people out and follow them along on social media. If we're not getting a score to you, they can get a score to you as well. Halifax and Lancaster Catholic, by the way, go to the third quarter. Halifax now leading Lancaster Catholic 17-7 in that one. And I do want to throw out a bouquet here as well. The Eastern Conference 6A, 5A championship game took place a little bit earlier this afternoon. Congratulations to Governor Mifflin. Governor Mifflin beat Pocono Mountain West in that one, 51-14. Again, scores and highlights after the game, and we'll check back with you then. All right, time to kick it back out to Spring Grove with Frank and Bob. I'm Jeff Nolan for Matt Knob. We'll see you after the game.
Updating your furniture and appliances? The Habitat for Humanity Restore of Berks County can help. The Restore offers free pickup of your gently used furniture and appliances from your Berks County home. We offer convenient scheduling for our free pickups through our website, restoreberks.org. Located at 5370 Allentown Pike in Temple, the Restore is open from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Tuesdays through Saturdays. You might just find that special thing to tie the room together at the Restore. Support your community with your donation to the Habitat for Humanity Restore of Berks County. If you are buying or selling a home, contact RE/MAX real estate agent Phil Macaronis. With over 20 years of experience and a member of the RE/MAX Hall of Fame, Phil does it all, from residential to commercial real estate sales. And with his large catalog of repeat and referral customers, you know you can depend on Phil Macaronis, no matter where you're looking for your next home. Call 610-670-2770 or call Phil directly anytime at 610-858-4555.
Welcome back as halftime rolls on. It's brought to you by Lincoln Plumbing and Heating. It's all Spring Grove in the first half. They're tandem in the backfield of Brody Redding and Cade Gibbs, combining for over 100 250 yards rushing, and then throw the quarterback in as well. Davis Baum also ran for a touchdown, running for over 30 yards himself. So the ground game, as we said in the pregame show for Spring Grove, averaging over 250 yards per game on the season, hasn't skipped a beat into the postseason as the Rockets have taken care of business. 4 possessions and 4 scores, almost coming up with a 5th, but ultimately settling for a field goal that was no good and from 30 yards out. But Baum also was 4 for 5 throwing the football for over 100 yards, 116 unofficially to go along with a touchdown. So they ran for 3 and threw 1 for a touchdown as well. So a very impressive first half for the Spring Grove Rockets. They lead at 28-0. And Frank, as the Mules are out to go through their warm-ups, I mean, this is probably the overstatement of the month, but it really is. Like, the first couple of minutes of this third quarter is everything right now for Muhlenberg.
Yeah, you can't give up a score here and get the clock running. And just for your own psyche, Muhlenberg needs to stop. Even at the end of the half there, Spring Grove was about to go in and score again, just ran out of time. But, yeah, you need a stop, and then you need your playmakers to get the ball in space here on offense and try and slowly climb back into this game.
And for what it's worth, though, I don't know have we been impressed by what Spring Grove has been able to do up front and at the line of scrimmage, but their defense is exceptionally faster than what it looks like.
Yeah, Cam Smalls had no space to run. When he's out in the flat in the pass game, they're covering him well. I'm very impressed by their defense.
So the second half kickoff, again, it will be Spring Grove who gets the football to start period number 3. So that's why we're saying how important the first couple minutes of this third quarter are, because rules of high school football are pretty simple. 35-0, and a running clock continues from there. And it's very, very difficult to play catch-up once that running clock gets underway. So for the Mules, it is must-stop territory early on here in this third quarter, as Spring Grove will get the football to start the third period. Along with Frank Ferrandino, my name is Bob McCool, bringing you high school football tonight. And of course, our coverage will continue next week. With 4 teams having a bye week this week, we know for sure we'll have a game next week, and we'll continue bringing you high school football here at WEEU, both on the radio and our free video coverage all the way through the different district playoffs as well. And then hopefully we'll get into the state playoffs as well in 2025. We'll have our coverage all the way. As long as Berks County is still playing high school football, you know it will be live here on WEEU. As we get set for the second half kickoff, our second half kickoff is presented by Financial Planning Advisors. Their team of professional advisors can help guide your investment planning, retirement planning, or planning for the cost of your child's college education. Less than 2% of high school athletes receive a college scholarship. Financial Planning Advisors can help you plan for the increasing costs of college. Get Financial Planning Advisors working on your team. Call them at 610-376-6334 or go to financialpa.com.
I don't know, Bob. Do you think you see an onside kick here from the Mules to start this half?
Well, if Rob Flowers has a riverboat gambler in him, and maybe that's the key. I mean, again, you want to stop them. You want to get the football, but obviously you don't want to give them the short field to work with. Muhlenberg has not kicked off in this game yet. Arden Eisenhart is a return man for Spring Grove. And Braden Smith is back there with him. The Mules will be kicking with the wind at their back.
Yep, a little pooch. Let's see what happens.
It's loose on the field. It's bouncing around. It's loose for a second, but I believe Spring Grove falls on the football. And right around the 35-yard line. So it wasn't necessarily a deliberate onside kick, but it was a little pooch kick, hoping to maybe find a soft spot. It was on the field for a moment, but the Rockets have it to start the third quarter. And they'll have it right around the 35 or around the 36-yard line. So even if you kick the ball out of bounds, it's going to the 35. So there really isn't a whole lot of loss in terms of real estate from Muhlenberg's perspective. So Spring Grove again with those 2 backs on either side of the quarterback. Davis Baum, the senior quarterback. Brody Redding on one side. Cade Gibbs on the other. And this is Gibbs turning the left side across the 45 and already into Muhlenberg territory before Gibbs steps out of bounds at around the Mules' 47-yard line. Another first down run.
Same play as the first half. A little stretch to the left side. Make a few defenders miss in the open field, and another big first down to start the half.
18 more for Cade Gibbs. So Gibbs and Redding right around 85 to 90 yards between the two of them so far in this game. And Redding with far more carries coming in than Gibbs. But Today's game so far, it's pretty equal. 11 carries for 84 for Reading, 8 for 89 for Gibbs with that 18-yard run. 1st and 10 at the Muhlenberg 46. This time it's Reading. Or no, it's Gibbs right through the hole again and across the 40 and tripped up right at the 40-yard line, but a quick hitter gets them 6 more.
A little lead play again. First halfback leads through the hole. It's a power play. Second back follows him through. Another touchdown-saving tackle there, too. I think he was on the way to the end zone.
You have to be impressed, Frank, not only are with these two freshmen the way they run, but they block well for each other.
They absolutely block.
2nd down and 4 at the 40. Caleb Allen split out on the right side. Eisenhart split out left. And now going in motion is Braden Smith from left side to right. The quarterback will keep it himself. Baum gets hit around the 37 and will not get free. Mikey Miller comes up to make the tackle. We'll call it at about the 38, a gain of just 2. We'll make it 3rd and 2.
Nice downhill defense by Miller there, all the way from the free safety position.
So it's 3rd down and 2 now at the 38 for the Rockets. So can the Mules come up with a big play here? Into the sideline. Now Jordan Eisenhart will bring in the play from the sideline for Spring Grove, giving them the 3rd or maybe even the 4th receiver on the field. We'll see how they come out in terms of alignment. Now the 2 backs in the backfield. So Eisenhart split left, Smith slot left, Caleb Allen split right. The give is to the back, and it's a big stick on Cody Redding right around the sticks. I don't know that he got there.
I think we're going to see a 4th down and short here.
Burr, the first one to make contact, had some help there from Jediah Quinones, and he is short. Spotted at the 37. He got a yard. It's 4th and 1. So a big stick there for the Mules. And quickly back to the line of scrimmage is Spring Grove. 4th and 1 at the 37.
Looks like a quarterback sneak coming here.
Baum under center. And that's exactly what they called for. And here comes the push. And the forward push, and Baum will get it. Baum just would not go down. You can't do what everybody knows the Eagles do, which is to push from behind. You cannot do that in high school football.
But this is going to be close.
His forward progress is marked at the 46-yard line. It is close. So I think they're going to call the chain crew on here, and Spring Grove is not going to be happy if it's short. But they did not give him that second effort that got him the first down across the 35-yard line. They're spotting it at the 36.
I think they're calling it as forward progress was stopped.
Correct.
But I didn't hear a whistle until he was 2-3 yards past the first down. I don't think he got it.
They stretched the chains out, and he got it by the nose of the football. Literally the nose of the football. First down for Spring Grove. 1st and 10 at the 36-yard line. So the quarterback sneak by Baum gets them the yard they needed.
Muhlenberg needs to be careful defensively here. I could see a big play, little play-action pass here after a big first down.
Opening series of the 3rd quarter. Spring Grove started at their own 36. They now have it at the Muhlenberg 36. Again, 2 receivers to the left in Smith and Eisenhart. Allen to the right. Baum back in the shotgun, wants to throw for it. He's flushed out of the pocket, looking to run. He's got a hole. He's got the 30, the 25, and he slides down right around the sticks, and another first down run, it looks like, for Spring Grove.
Muhlenberg had good pressure up the middle, just one small little lane open, and Baum found it and found a nice running gap. First down.
He's made great decisions. It's again a 2-year starter at quarterback, but a 3-year starter on the football field. And Frank, I know you've had that where your quarterbacks ultimately started early on in their career in the defensive secondary.
Right.
Gets them on the field, gets them experience.
I bet he's a great leader because he's got 2 freshmen side by side, and they're playing so well.
And there's movement. It looks like that time it was the left side of the offensive line that jumped for Spring Grove. So the Rockets are going to cost themselves 5 yards. The penalties at least slowed down in that second quarter.
So far, both teams have made it harder on their offenses by backing themselves up on offside penalties.
1st and 15 now for the Rockets, backed up to the 31-yard line. Again, opening series of the 3rd quarter. The Mules must come up with a stop here. 1st and 15. Again, Eisenhart and Smith split out on the left side. Smith's in the slot. Caleb Allen is split out on the right. Baum in the shotgun. Redding on his left. Gibbs on his right, wants to throw for it. There's that little slip screen that Eisenhower scored his touchdown on last time. Not happening this time as they'll wrap him up inside the 25 at the 24-yard line. Gain of about 7 will make it 2nd and 8.
Spring Grove's doing a nice job mixing run and pass here, and ultimately they're really running the clock down here already.
Eating up almost 4 minutes of this third quarter, and they've got it 2nd and 8 at the Muhlenberg 24-yard line. Again, same formation. Allen split right, Eisenhart and Smith split on the left side. And the backs on either side of Baum in the backfield. Give his Redding. Here's a hole. He's got the 20. He's got the 15, the 10, the 5. Brody Redding all the way down to the 2-yard line. First down, goal to go.
Lacey with a touchdown saving tackle at the 2.
13 first downs on the ground for Spring Grove so far tonight. They've got it 1st and goal to go at the 2 or 3 yard line. There's a Mule player shaking up on the play. Looks like they're spotting him down at the 3. So 21 more yards on the run for Brody Redding. He's over 100 yards now on the night. He scored a touchdown. Gibbs has scored a touchdown. Baum has run for a touchdown as well, in addition to throwing for a score.
I'm appreciative of Spring Grove's offense. They haven't overcomplicated anything. They've stayed in the same formation, running the same base plays. They're having success, so there's no need to get fancy or change things up. Just kind of playing some straight-up football here and having a lot of success.
And then you look at the fact that you got the 2 freshmen back there, and the player we talked about at the beginning of the game, Malik Kane, who ran for over 500 yards in the first 3 games of the season before he broke his hand in the game against Sons York, is only a junior. So he's going to come back next year as well. So they've had some talent coming back, and talking with Tom Trone beforehand about the future of this program. And again, in the district playoffs for the first time since 2021, I said, "Does the future look pretty good?" He said, "Yeah." He said, "I wouldn't have taken the job if I didn't think that their future was pretty good here." And they play in the Division I of the York Adams League, which is the biggest schools. They're playing the 6A schools in Central York and York High.
But that prepares you for your postseason. I mean, you play a rough schedule, you get yourself into the playoffs, and then you're prepared when you get here.
1st and goal from the 3. Smith goes in motion, a little toss pitch to him, cuts back against the grain. Muhlenberg's pursuit will wrap him up. Smith fights for a couple. It's going to be 2nd down and goal to go from about the 1-yard line. So yet another different look as they put Smith in motion. They handed off to him on a jet sweep before. This time they'll throw a little toss to him, a little lateral to him for a gain of about 2 more.
That's what I get for opening my mouth about them running the same plays out of the same formation. Then they come out in a crazy formation and toss the ball, which we haven't seen very much of. But
good job by the Mules to keep him out of the end zone at least for another play. It's 2nd down and goal from the 1. 5+ minute drive for Spring Grove. They got it 2nd and goal from the 1. Now they're going to go with an I. Baum under center with Gibbs at the fullback and Redding as the tailback. They'll hand it off to Redding. Muhlenberg stacks him up. Forward progress. Did he get in? No signal yet from the officials.
Wow.
They're going to spot him short. It's 3rd and goal.
Haven't seen an I formation in quite some time in high school football, but that was nice to see. Nice job by the interior line of Muhlenberg. That is about 2 inches from being a touchdown.
3rd down, goal to go. They put Gibbs in as the fullback and Redding as the tailback in that I with Baum under center. Only the 2nd time that Baum had gone under center. The other time he did it was on the quarterback sneak. Clock will hit 6 minutes. So they have taken up half of this third quarter already, and they've got a 3rd down, goal to go. Now back to Baum in the shotgun with the backs either side. Baum's going to keep it himself, and Baum's going to take it in for the score. Davis Baum with his 2nd rushing touchdown of the night. And the Spring Grove Rockets are an extra point away from applying the mercy rule early on here in this 3rd quarter. Started at their own 36-yard line. They just methodically marched it down the field. They threw 1 pass in the process. The rest on the ground, including Davis Baum, the quarterback, taking it in for the final yard.
It's an impressive drive.
Brooks on to attempt the extra point. Snap good, hold down, and the extra point is through the uprights. 5 minutes, 53 seconds remaining in the 3rd quarter. It is the Spring Grove Rockets 35, The Muhlenberg Muhls, nothing. We'll take a timeout. Back with more third quarter action on WEEU in Reading.
Hey, football fans, tackle your mornings with me, Mike Keller, along with Bob McCool and Trey Smith every weekday from 6 a.m. till 9 a.m. On Monday morning at 8:05, we'll be joined by guitarist Charlie Apicella to get us ready for the 8th annual Reading Blues Fest, which gets underway on Wednesday, November 19th. And we'll get pumped for the return of hockey to Reading as the Reading Royals get coaches and broadcaster Eric Jessberger. It's Mornings with Mike, weekdays from 6 to 9, right here on WEEU.
Savage 61 Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is once again the #1 rated auto dealership in Pennsylvania. Thinking it's time to trade up for something newer? We offer the most insane trade-in values you'll find anywhere. Whether you're looking for a new or certified pre-owned vehicle, our dedicated team will make sure you drive away happy. Visit us today at savage61.com and see why we're Pennsylvania's top choice.
To find out how WEU can be your affordable advertising partner, call 610-345-7338.
You listen to high school football at 8:30 a.m. WEU in Reading. With Frank Ferrandino, my name is Bob McCool. It is the Spring Grove Rockets kicking off. They're going to little squib kicker along the ground. Burr will pick it up, and the linebacker with a chance to run with the football. Cooper Burr takes it across the 40 to the 41-yard line. So it will be a running clock now from this point forward, regardless of what Muhlenberg does. So the Mules need to find some magic potions right now, try to find some positivity on the offensive side as we're halfway through the third quarter.
I think right now you're just playing for some pride, just trying to find something that you can call your own here and have these seniors go out with a good taste in their mouth, play hard all the way through the fourth quarter.
Spring Grove put together an 11-play, 64-yard drive, ate 6 minutes and 7 seconds, half the third quarter. Here's a handoff to Small. Small spins out of a couple tackles just to get out of his own backfield and get back to the line of scrimmage. They have really bottled up Cam Small. Now here comes a flag as we got some pushing and shoving away from the play. Freddie Lacey tangling up over there with Andrew Gerber, and a flag comes in at the spot. As Cam Small's pinned up and bottled up right around the line of scrimmage, maybe gets a yard in forward progress. That's it.
I think we're going to get a personal foul.
Question is it both sides or one? Personal foul against
like both ways.
Yep, both ways. So offsetting personal foul penalties. We'll keep the play as it stands and a 1-yard gain for Cam Small. Just the 8th carry for 30 yards unofficially for Cam Small. They have done a great job in keeping him in containment. They also threw it to him one time. That also went for no gain. Here's a handoff to Mike Miller, and he fumbled the football. The exchange between Baez and Miller, and the ball came right out of his hands. And Miller dropped the football, falls on it, but loses yardage back to the 39. They lose 4. 3rd and 13. First time Miller's tried to carry the football tonight. Talked with Rob Flowers about that before the game, that, they're trying to get him some more carries of late, but unfortunately that one didn't work out so well. 3rd and 13 now for the Mules, backed up to the 39-yard line. Inside of 5 minutes left to go in the third quarter.
Muhlenberg's just been behind the sticks all night with either a penalty or a mishap on offense. They've just never really gotten a rhythm here.
Contreras split to the right side. Lacey slot right. Miller left. Baez looking for Miller. Little dig route. He steps up in the pocket. Baez looking to buy himself some time. Just can't get out of there and eventually gets swarmed under and tackled. He couldn't see downfield to find Miller, who had freed himself up. And by the time he cleared himself, Miller was covered, and eventually the defense just swarmed him under all the way back at the 35-yard line. Loss of 4 more on the play will bring up 4th down and 17. 3rd sack for Spring Grove.
Baum extended the play nicely, just ran out of time. There was good coverage down the field. He was trying to signal to his receivers to try and take off and turn it into fly routes, but just ran out of time.
So Fred Lacey again will punt the football for the Mules. Eisenhart, the return man for Spring Grove. Lacey going to keep it and run. He's got an angle. Can he get enough for the first down? Lacey, 40-45, will get a great run out of it and may have gotten a first down. We'll see. Now a flag comes down as there's some tanglement up behind the line of scrimmage.
Okay, this is what we can't have in high school sports here.
And there's another flag because somebody just kicked the helmet. So Muhlenberg player was Emilio Alvarez. Not sure which of the Spring Grove Rockets. That was their linebacker, Jaleel Reeser. So that's the two middle linebackers tangling up with one another on that play. Well away from the action on the field. And the question was whether or not Freddie Lacy was able to get the first down, which he was not. He got back past the original line of scrimmage, but he needed to get into Spring Grove territory across the 50-yard line, and he was well short of that before he was eventually run out of bounds. But the flags are now the question. There's at least 2 flags on the play.
Coach Flowers, Coach Mish doing a nice job teaching a life lesson to a young man who lost his temper on the last play.
So the officials talking this over, determining what the situation is here. Personal foul against Spring Grove, personal foul against Muhlenberg.
Wow.
They offset the penalties, and that's it.
Oh, boy. Okay.
So the initial one then would have had to have been against Spring Grove because the second one was clearly against Muhlenberg. So now Tom Trone wants an explanation. So that's the key piece of that the first one was not the offsetting penalties. It was actually the helmet that Alvarez kicked on his way off the field that was the second personal foul penalty. So the play will stand on the scramble run on the fake punt by Lacy, stopped at the 43-yard line. And on downs, Muhlenberg Spring Grove will take over in Muhlenberg territory at the Mule 43-yard line. 3:37 left to go in the third quarter.
So, Bob, here's something to consider if you're Spring Grove. You're moving on next week. So any player thrown out of the game would be ineligible to play for the next 2 games.
Correct.
So you might start seeing some underclassmen get some time here just to avoid any kind of situation like this. But Spring Grove football here.
1st and 10 at the 43 after Lacy couldn't get enough for the first down on the fake punt. And they will hand it off to Cade Gibbs, who fights his way inside the 40 to the 39. Gain of 4 more for Gibbs, puts the Rockets in a 2nd and 6.
And these 2 freshmen just keep pounding away.
105 unofficially for Reading, 100 now for Gibbs unofficially. So the 2 have run for 100 yards each, and the quarterback for 45 more. Here's Reading fighting his way across the 35 and down to about the 34. He'll get 5 more. And that's the thing.
I see some substitutions coming here now on the offensive line for Spring Grove. Good move by Coach Trone here.
So 5 more for Reading. Puts them in a 3rd and 1 at the 34. Tucker Bosley coming out. David Zapp coming out. So a 3rd and 1 at the 34-yard line. Again, 2 receivers for Baum on his left, 1 on his right. Don't imagine he's going to throw the ball here. He's going to hand it off to Reading, and Reading runs into the back of one of his own linemen and wrapped up and short of the first down.
Looked like he lost control of the ball there. As soon as he got the handoff, it kind of bobbled in his hands. But he is short. Another 4th down.
And another Muhlenberg player shaken up on the play. It's Justin Jacquez, their junior defensive tackle, who's shaken up. So it's 4th and 1, as Frank said, from the 34-yard line, as Gibbs was stopped short. The clock stops on the injury timeout with 2:04 now left to play in this third quarter. I should stick around coming up after the game for our Pizza Como Temple post-game show. We'll have words on the field with coaches and player of the game as well. Some interesting choices for the player of the game. 2 running backs have been great. The quarterback has had a great job as well of handling this offense. He's run for 2 scores. He's thrown for 1 as well.
You didn't listen to me the last time we went through this player of the game, so I'm not even going to voice my opinion this time. I'm going with number 72.
Yeah, he's hard to argue with David Zapp. Yeah. He has made a presence for himself.
Both sides of the ball, yeah.
4th and 1 at the 34, and they will go for it here. A little bit of a juggled snap. Baum holds on to it. Baum will run for the first down. The quarterback keeper takes him inside the 30, and another first down on the ground for the Rockets. 14 first downs of the 18 for Spring Grove on the ground tonight. 1st and 10 at the Muhlenberg 27-yard line.
I might be a little soft in my old age, but I'm not so sure I got my quarterback still running the ball in a 35-0 game when you got a number 1 seed waiting for you next week. But he does a nice job running the ball. All 3 of these these backs are very complimentary of each other.
1st and 10 for the Rockets at the Mules 27-yard line. 1:15 left to go in the third. Baum will hand it off. This is Redding. Not doing much here as Redding is knocked down immediately by Cooper Burr. Gain of maybe a yard or two, and that's it. It'll bring up 2nd down as we'll turn inside of a minute left to go in the third quarter.
Cooper Burr's having a nice series here. He's made about 3 or 4 nice tackles from his outside linebacker position.
No gain on the play for Redding. Makes it 2nd and 10 at the 27-yard line.
Should be the last play of the third quarter.
Eisenhart will split out to the left. Allen splits out to the right. And again, the backs split on either side of Davis Baum, who will hand it off to Redding. Off the block, to Gibbs, off the block from Redding. 20, 15, 10, 5, and angled out of bounds. Just before stepping into the end zone, Cade Gibbs gets the block from his classmate and turns it up the field. The question is where he stepped out of bounds, but it looks like it's going to be 1st down, goal to go for the Rockets. Looks like you're going to spot him around the 8-yard line.
These 2 freshmen back don't look like they'll be sitting in freshman biology on Monday. I tell you, they're playing well above their years here.
That will be the final play of the third quarter. So the Rockets on the march when we come back for the final 12 minutes of our game tonight. It is the Spring Grove Rockets 35, the Muhlenberg Muhls nothing more. High school football and WEEU after this.
Looking for the best pizza in Berks? Come to Nino's Pizza and Italian Restaurant, located along Richmond Street in Reading. Whether grabbing a pie to share before the game, getting delivery for the team, or you're looking for a real Italian dining experience in a grotto-style restaurant, put Nino's on the top of your roster. As the official pizza of WEEU's Slice of Sports, Nino's knows how to feed athletes and the rest of your crew. Nino's Pizza and Italian Restaurant, 515 Richmond Street. Call 610-921-2300 or visit ninosristorante.com.
Proudly serving families across generations, Stitzel Funeral Home offers compassionate care when it matters most. Their dedicated team supports you with dignity, respect, and personal attention every step of the way. When your family needs guidance, trust Stitzel Funeral Homes to be there. Stop by their locations in Laureldale or Ole, or visit them online. Stitzel Funeral Homes, caring for our community today and always. Go Mules. 1st down, goal to go for the Rockets at the 9-yard line after the run for Cade Gibbs puts the Rockets in a 1st and goal at the 9. So Gibbs now at 118 yards rushing on the night. Redding with 110. And a low snap. Gibbs picks it up off the ground and eventually gets dropped by Cooper Burr all the way back at the 15-yard line. That might be the first mistake of the night for Spring Grove. It's a low snap. Baum couldn't field it cleanly. It was on the ground. Gibbs picked it up. Cooper Burr tackled him and a loss of 5 back to the 14-yard line. 2nd and goal.
A little jawing going on between teams, and the official doing a nice job talking to the team nice and calmly to remind them of the sportsmanship rules that apply.
So 2nd down, goal to go for Spring Grove as we start this 4th quarter of football from the 14-yard line of Muhlenberg. Give is to Gibbs, and he's hit immediately. Good job by Muhlenberg up front to get into the backfield and make their presence known. Xavier Otero there first. Jediah Quinones there to help out. And they wrap up Cade Gibbs for virtually no gain. 3rd and goal.
Looks like to me Spring Grove's 2nd offensive line is in, but their skill people have all remained. But if you're running freshmen in the backfield, you probably don't have a whole lot of depth in the backfield. So looks like they're going to go with this crew the rest of the way here.
So now 3rd down and goal to go from the 16-yard line for the Rockets.
Going to have to hurry to get this play off before the play clock.
At 5. Now down to 4. And they do get it off. Baum on a sprint out to his right. Gets a block from Gibbs. Then tries to throw, but he throws underneath. Short hops his intended target, Caleb Allen. Incomplete pass will make it 4th down and goal to go.
Going to work on their field goal game here. Give it another shot.
Ryan Brooks attempted a 30-yard field goal at the end of half number 1. Came up short. This will be about a 33-yard attempt. what it's going to be.
It's on the opposite hash than it was last time. Seems like the wind has died down a little bit, too.
Tom Trone telling me that Ryan Brooks had been their kicker, then was hurt for a while, and now back in. So he's perfect on his extra points. Now trying the 33-yard field goal, and that's going to be short. So the second field goal attempt is missed, and the score remains 35-0. Spring Grove on top. The Mules will get the football back with 9:33 left to go in the game. So again, Rob Flowers, who's done a great job with his football team, his alma mater, getting them here in the district playoffs for the first time in 12 years and just his second season back at Muhlenberg.
I see Coach Yoakum on the sidelines today. He was a fantastic coach here. And I tell you how good of a coach Coach Yoakum was, is he didn't have much of a coaching staff at Muhlenberg when he was the head coach. There are guys like Ciato. And
You've been sitting on that for a while. Get it out of your system. It's fine.
Bauer and Lombardo.
And I just want Gary Ciato to know that I had nothing to do with any of that. That was all Frank Ferrandino. Here's Cam Small, turn the corner. Cam Small will pick up a couple out of bounds at around the 25-yard line. Small got the game started off on a good foot with a 12-yard run, but they have bottled him up ever since.
Yeah, that's kind of the story of the game defensively for Spring Grove. They just never let him get going.
So 35 yards unofficially for Small. Here's another handoff to Small. Big hole. 35-yard line, just short of it to 34. That's 9 more for Small, but it's a first down pickup for Muhlenberg. 10th carry of the night for Cam Small. Mules trying to play some hurry up here. They got Lacey and Miller split out for Baez on his right side. Now the tight end, Christian Coley, splits over to the right side as well. And Baez looking downfield. He's got Lacey. It's a jump ball, and it's through the hands of Lacey and incomplete. He had it, but he took a pop. Coming up and making the delivery defensively was Zane Lawrence, the free safety, separating the football from the receiver.
Nice pass. Put it right on his hands there. Just the contact came right as the ball hit his hands, so it's tough to hold on to that.
Second down and 10. Unfortunately for Muhlenberg, the clock continues to run on the incomplete passes. Second and 10 at the 34-yard line. Now Miller in the backfield shifts out of the backfield. They're going to throw it to him. Little bubble screen from Mikey Miller, hoping he can make a play, and he can't. Just a great play. That's Jordan Eisenhart coming up to make the play, and now a flag comes in at the end. This is after the play is over with, but a great play by Jordan Eisenhart.
This might be on Spring Grove for a little bit of a celebration.
Yep. You said it, Frank, but this is if it's a second personal foul penalty against you, you're out next week.
Yeah, it's not worth having your starters out there now. Anything can happen, and it's not worth it. Uh-oh, Muhlenberg's back.
Muhlenberg's walking backwards, but the officials are going the other direction. Nope, now they just spun the official around. So this is on Muhlenberg.
Wow, okay.
So the first penalty against the Mules in the second half after a penalty-filled first half. But it's going to back Muhlenberg now all the way back inside the 20. And backed up to about the 17 or 18-yard line. So it'll be third and long. Baez on a sprint out looking for Miller, but it's off his fingertips and incomplete. And more pushing after the play is over with. And Reeser's in the middle of it. I'm not trying to single out the young man, but this is to Frank's point. Like, you got to get that kid out of the game because he got called for that first personal foul penalty. A second, and he's done. You get ejected from this game, and you are not playing that. There they go. They got him out. That's Tom Trone saying, you know what? I'll take care of business myself.
Yep.
I think, as you said earlier, it's a business decision by the coach this time, right?
I agree. Yeah.
I mean, that's just to protect the young man. That's all he's doing.
Yeah, it looks like they got their young kids out there now with a sprinkle of some skill guys that are upperclassmen. But it's good experience for the young guys to get in the game, get some district experience. I think they plan on being back here again in the future. So
Freddie Lacey's back there to punt the football again, unless he's going to run with it. He's going to try to run with it, and he's going to get buried. And a flag goes down as he gets tackled back at the 10-yard line. Not sure if that was a design fake or not. I can't imagine it was, but Lacey made the decision to try to run with the football. And then on the tackle, a flag comes in, and there's another flag on the other side of the field. So two, I believe, separate calls coming up here. So we were a penalty palooza in the first quarter. It slowed down, but it's picking back up.
We're going to start and end the game with a lot of them tonight.
The officials are walking in Muhlenberg's direction.
I think maybe a face mask.
That's what
on
I
the
was.
tackle.
I thought that was the first call. Maybe it was both calls.
Okay, now what do we have here?
So they're going to give them a chance to repunt the football. So they walk off the penalty, give them a little bit better field position, but it's not clearly enough for the first down. So again, the Mules will punt it. Lacey has time to get it off this time. It's a line drive kick. Spring Grove gets out of the way of it, and it will roll across midfield. And eventually comes to a stop at about the 41-yard line. So the Rockets, with 6:18 left to go in the football game, are going to get another possession here. And as see exactly who's out there, we're hard-pressed to believe that Davis Baum will be anywhere near the field.
Right.
But as Frank said, you got two freshman running backs. I don't know. I'm not sure where the depth chart goes beyond those two guys. But they have been dynamic, to say the least.
I don't see Baum out there, so I think they're going full JV.
I don't see Brooks, and I don't see.
Oh.
I don't see Gibbs or Redding.
Here comes Baum.
You are correct. The Baum is out there. The two backs, Redding and Gibbs, are not. So Baum is out there. It's like Brandon Bechtel, a junior, is one of those two backs. Muhlenberg going to sell out on the blitz as they hand it off to Bechtel. He slips out of one tackle. Cooper Burr will drop him at about the 45 and a gain of 4. Now Baum is coming out, or if he's just coming to the sidelines. Looks like he's coming out.
Yeah, it looks like they're celebrating a little bit over there. He deserves it. He had a heck of a game tonight.
Really did a little bit of everything.
Yeah, poised leader, ran the ball well, threw it when he needed to.
Well, the freshman quarterback is Devon Melbourne. That's the guy. He starts as a defensive back, so it looks like he's the future quarterback. So he's a classmate of Gibbs and Redding. And he's in there now as the quarterback, and he's going to run with it. Looking to do a little shake and bake to try to get by Cooper Burr, and eventually Burr will bring him down. The football comes loose, but he was down across the 45 to about the 47. He picked up 2 yards. Clock hits, 5 minutes left to go, and unfortunately it's a rough ending for the Muhlenberg Mules. It does not take anything away from what Muhlenberg was able to accomplish this season. Hope to have some words and a conversation with Rob Flowers in our postgame after he's done talking with his kids. And we'll have a conversation as well with our player of the game. This will be third down coming up for the Rockets. Third and about 4 to pick up the first down. Of course, you can see those interviews as well. In addition to being able to hear it on our postgame show, you'll also be able to see those interviews coming up on all of WEU's social media platforms, on Instagram, on Facebook, and on X. And again, Muhlenberg jumps off sides before the snap. That's going to give them the first down.
I think we're going to get a delay game first. The young freshman quarterback in there wasn't watching the play clock. And
I'm not. Oh no, I was going to say for a second I didn't see the other play clock, but it is on the other side.
Yeah.
So they have the opportunity to look at the play clock, but as Frank said, it is a delay of game penalty against the Rockets. So instead of being a first down for Spring Grove, they're backed up now to a 3rd and 9. And the line of scrimmage is the 42-yard line. So Tom Trone and his Spring Grove Rockets will make the trip to New Oxford.
It's right up the road, isn't it?
It's not too far from here. Yeah, they are in the York Adams League, but they play in one of the smaller divisions. They are not in the Division 1. They play in Division 2 of the York Adams. The York Adams has 3 different divisions, much like the LL, all based on enrollment sizes. The biggest schools are in 1. Smaller schools are in 3. As the handoff is to Bechtel, he'll pick up a couple to the 46. Makes it a 4th down coming up now for Spring Grove. And are they actually going to punt the football for the first time tonight?
Is that right? First punt of the night. I see some of the starters coming back out. That's their
punt team. Yeah. Zapp is the long snapper.
Sure he is.
Braden Black, who's their starting right guard, is their punter. I don't know if you see a punter number 75, but that's what we got here.
He's probably frozen because he hasn't been in the field in the last 10 minutes.
So a little rugby-style punt. He'll angle it towards the sideline. No return opportunity for Mikey Miller.
When it's your night, it's your night. That stayed right in bounds and rolled another 10 yards.
So with 3 minutes and 13 seconds remaining now in the football game, the Mules will get another possession here. See if they can make something happen and give themselves a little bit of something again. Cam Small will go down as the all-time leading rusher in Muhlenberg history. I mentioned this earlier in the game. He passed Jason Reinhardt, who was a teammate of Rob Flowers back in the 97 and 98 seasons. A team that went to a District 3 championship game and lost to Mannheim Central 46-22 in the 1998 District 3A championship game. That Mannheim Central team that was quarterbacked by Jeff Smoker went on to play at Michigan State. There's a little out pass from Baez looking for a receiver that's just off the fingertips and incomplete. It was Christian Coley, the tight end, who tried to make the diving catch and could not come up with it. 2nd down and 10 coming up.
Coley playing hard there, diving, laying out. Got a little banged up, but he's not coming off the field.
Coley, who started the season last year as the quarterback for Muhlenberg, but ultimately as Baez got time after some injuries, Coley shifting to the tight end spot this year and found a home there. 2nd down and 10 now for the Mules. 2:30 remaining in the football game. Miller and Lacey split out to the right now for the Mules. And the give is to Small. Small follows his blockers to about the 25-yard line. Rob Flowers telling me before the game that Cam Small is being looked at by a number of PSAC schools, including the Kutztown Golden Bears. And what a job that Jim Clemens has done with Kutztown University.
Wow.
Number 4 in the nation, and he has done a tremendous job with that program.
They are consistently good, too, and that's a tough league to be consistently good in.
A little underneath route here from Mike Miller, and the Rockets are all over Miller. Not much room for Miller to run. Now he's slow to get up as well, as Miller's wrapped up at around the 25-yard line. Going to stop the clock for the moment on the injury timeout for Miller with 1:50 remaining in the game. Miller wasn't hit hard, but may have just kind of rolled up underneath a little bit. Didn't really see what happened there.
No, I didn't see anything stand out when he went down, but
if he just fell awkwardly on the ground. Training staff and Rob Flowers out to take a look at the senior. Asked about Mike Miller in terms of his recruiting. Said nothing of specific yet. I said, looking at him defensively or offensively. He said, I think the colleges want him to play defense. I think he wants to play offense.
Smart boy.
The line of scrimmage right now is the 26. And it's going to be 4th down and about 3 for the Mules. As they continue to take a look at.
There he is, getting up now. Good.
Miller comes up, goes to the sideline. Hopefully that's not the last play he plays. He'll be a part of the basketball team coming up for Muhlenberg. Terrific all-around athlete. Of course, the basketball team at Muhlenberg, coached by Rob's younger brother, Matt Flowers, who's in attendance tonight.
Yeah, it looks like he just got a little dinged up. That might be it for him for tonight.
So it's 4th down now coming up for the Mules, and there's no reason to punt the football. They'll keep the offense out there with 1:45 and counting left to go in the football game. Baez wanting to throw for it, looking for Lacey, sprint down the field. Lacey dies, but he cannot come up with it, incomplete. And on downs, it looks like Spring Grove will take over the football with 1.5 minutes left to go in the game.
Yeah, that should do it. We should get a 1 knee down here, and that's it.
Proudly serving families across generations, Stitzel Funeral Home offers compassionate care when it matters most. Their dedicated team supports you with dignity, respect, and personal attention every step of the way. When your family needs guidance, trust Stitzel Funeral Homes to be there. Stop by their locations in Laureldale and Ole or visit online. Stitzel Funeral Homes, caring for our community today and always. And one last time, they say, go Mules. Great effort tonight by the Muhlenberg Muhls. Great season by the Muhlenberg Muhls as well. But it will come to an end. Mike Miller is coming back out there to play defense for the Mules. So good to see him at least get back out on the field one more time in his final game in Muhlenberg blue and gold on the football field. Spring Grove will come to line of scrimmage. And it looks like, indeed, the Rockets will take a knee here. And they will move on to next week, and they will make the trip to New Oxford in the District 3 Class 5A quarterfinals. As they take a knee, is Muhlenberg going to call a timeout here?
Looks
like it is.
Muhlenberg took a timeout.
So the Mules will take a timeout. They do so with 47 seconds remaining in the football game. So if maybe Rob Flowers wants to give his team a chance to take a curtain call here, I think that's what this is for. He's going to give Freddie Lacey and Mike Miller and senior class a chance to walk off the field one last time. It is a senior-dominant team, so we'll see what the Mules can bring back to the table. But this kind of experience, you hope it certainly lights a spark within the school district. I'm talking with John Yoakum about this before the game tonight and about what he was able to do, because when he inherited a Muhlenberg team back in the late 1980s, it was not a good football program. But he turned it into a winning program and a consistently winning program, as you said, throughout the 1990s and through 2000s until John ultimately decided to retire. But he is still around as Rob Flowers has brought back his old coach. He said he's still there about twice a week.
Yeah, it's a process. You know, you can't go from 0 to 100 miles an hour in 1 year. This was a great season for them, a great step in the right direction, brought some excitement back to the program, and they'll build from here. Yeah. It's a tough night, but they'll build from here.
And what I said to Coach Yoakum is you hope that maybe what Matt Flowers, the basketball team, has been able to do and continued success, that maybe the football team can learn from that. And he said, I hope you're right. I think that's a great point. We'll see if it plays out. So Spring Grove does not have to take another snap, and that will do it. The clock ticks to 0, and the Spring Grove Rockets, with a very impressive performance tonight, are going to take home the victory, and they will move on in the District 3 playoffs with a final score: the Rockets 35, the Mules nothing. We'll take a timeout. We're back with our Pizza Temple postgame show and a whole lot more when we come back here on WEEU in Reading.
If you are buying or selling a home, contact RE/MAX real estate agent Phil Macaronis. With over 20 years of experience and a member of the RE/MAX Hall of Fame, Phil does it all, from residential to commercial real estate sales. And with his large catalog of repeat and referral customers, you know you can depend on Phil Macaronis, no matter where you're looking for your next home. Call 610-670-2770 or call Phil directly anytime at 610-858-4555.
Get your house ready to handle the extra guests, yard inflatables, and string lights. Keith HVAC, Electrical, and Plumbing has been keeping homes and businesses running smoothly for the holidays for 30 years. Plumbing, electrical, and heating systems work extra hard in the winter, so let Keith keep you cozy.
Quality you trust, comfort you deserve. Call 610-589-6461 or visit KeithHVAC.com. Get Keith HVAC, Electrical, and Plumbing for the holidays, because you've got enough to worry about with the in-laws.
Redner's Markets is a part of the Berks County community, proudly employee, local, and American-owned since 1970. Your support has made Redner's a staple, and your continued commitment is rewarded with the Redner's Rewards Program. Shopping at the markets earns you big savings with grocery deals, special offers and services, and surprise savings. Rewards members save at the pump, too, with discounts on fuel prices at our 7 Redner's Quick Stops and many more select locations. Shop, earn, and save with the Redner's mobile app. Sign up at the store or online at rednersmarkets.com.
This season, stick with everyone's favorite snack, Diefenbach's Kettle Chips. Legend has it Mark Diefenbach loved kettle cooked chips so much he turned his Berks County kitchen into the ultimate snack factory. Now, over 60 years later, we're still making that delicious PA-crafted crunch with the same passion and quality right where it all began. So crunch into some flavorful Diefenbach's kettle chips today and snack on a delicious tradition. Updating your furniture and appliances? The Habitat for Humanity Restore of Berks County can help. The Restore offers free pickup of your gently used furniture and appliances from your Berks County home. We offer convenient scheduling for our free pickups through our website, restoreberks.org. Located
It's mac and cheese and chocolate chunk cookies, perfect for your next gathering. Place your order through the Chick-fil-A app, online, or by calling ahead and pick it up at your local Chick-fil-A restaurant at Broadcasting Square, 5th Street Highway, and Exeter Commons. Take cooking off your plate this football season and enjoy the perfect spread with Chick-fil-A catering. Availability and order requirements vary. See restaurant for details. From the studios here on the second floor of 4th and Court, I'm Jeff Nolan. Great to have you with us. Here's the postgame show coming your way. Just a little bit, 35-0 win for Spring Grove. Bob McCool making his way to the field. He will visit with Rob Flowers and others down there as well. Don't forget all the scores and all the highlights coming up. I've got everybody in the studio. Travis Sparks and Matt Knob will check into a bunch of games. We'll talk about week number 1 of the postseason on Halloween night. For some, it was a scare. For some, they got very scared. Some went right down to the wire, and some never even saw the wire. We've got scores and highlights on the Scoreboard Show right after this.
UECU is a credit union that understands Pennsylvania, what it means to grow up here, raise a family, start a business. And we're committed to being your financial partner for life. With competitive rates, exclusive member discounts, and modern technology, UECU offers personalized banking that will make you feel right at home. Visit bankingforpa.org and sign up for UECU membership through our partner association, the Pennsylvania Consumer Council. UECU, banking that understands home.
Noisy, squeaky, or uneven garage doors? Do they snap, crackle, or pop? Having trouble opening or closing? Get a garage door tune-up now from Overhead Door Reading. For just $99, we'll inspect, lubricate, and adjust your garage doors so they run smoothly and quietly. Don't get stuck in the driveway this winter. Call today and ask for our tune-up special. Serving the community since 1965. Overhead Door Reading. We're more than just doors. OverheadDoorReading.com.
Welcome back to Spring Grove High School and our Pizza Como Temple postgame show down on the field with our Reading Fighting Phils player of the game, quarterback Davis Baum. Davis, I got to talk to you a little bit about the preparation that went into it. You guys played about as clean and as pure of a game tonight as you could.
Yes, sir. Yep, a lot went into this week. You know, we were hitting on all cylinders all day of practice, and then we knew if we played like as well as we could, we can come out here and put on a show for our fans. So
I got to ask you, on either side of you got 2 ninth graders. Do you sometimes forget that those 2 guys are ninth graders? They were terrific tonight.
Yeah. They have a bunch of speed. They're hard runners. You know, they don't look like they're ninth graders. They get the ball, hit the hole hard, and, you know, I'm very thankful for them to keep our run game alive.
Well, the other thing that we really noticed about them is they also block very well for each other.
Yes, sir. They both do that very well. Even when I'm running the ball, I know they can step a block down in there for me.
So in a night like this, as windy as it was, did you feel like it changed what you would have liked to have done with that ability to throw the football?
Yeah, you know, I felt it a little bit, but, you know, our run game was there, so we didn't really need to rely on our pass as much as we've been. But, you know, our run game was there, and pass game, it opens up our pass game when our run's there like that.
I got to ask you, because you guys play in Division I of the York Adams League, so you're playing against bigger schools and schools like Central York and York High. How much does that prepare you for getting into the postseason?
Yeah, they're great teams, so playing again just shows where we're at and shows that we can compete with them guys too. And then when we get down here to 5A, you know, there's still a bunch of good schools, but we've been playing them good teams and can keep going.
Well, we congratulate you on a fine performance tonight. Good luck next week against New Oxford.
Thank you, sir.
You bet. That's our Reading Fighting Phils player of the game and Davis Baum from Spring Grove. We'll be back with more of our post-game show brought to you by Pizza Como right after this.
Spots Insurance Group is a proud sponsor of Berks County sports. We're an award-winning nationwide agency you can trust, insuring what means most to you for over 32 years. We specialize in auto, home, renters, business, and life insurance. Remember, when you think insurance, think Spots. Visit us at spotsforinsurance.com. That's SPOTTS, 4, insurance.com.
If you are buying or selling a home, contact RE/MAX real estate agent Phil Macaronis. With over 20 years of experience and a member of the RE/MAX Hall of Fame, Phil does it all, from residential to commercial real estate sales. And with his large catalog of repeat and referral customers, you know you can depend on Phil Macaronis, no matter where you're looking for your next home. Call 610-670-2770 or call Phil directly anytime at 610-858-4555.
Get your house ready to handle the extra guests, yard inflatables, and string lights. Keith HVAC, Electrical, and Plumbing has been keeping homes and businesses running smoothly for the holidays for 30 years. Plumbing, electrical, and heating systems work extra hard in the winter. So let Keith keep you cozy.
Quality you trust, comfort you deserve.
Call 610-589-6461 or visit KeithHVAC.com. Get Keith HVAC, electrical, and plumbing for the holidays because you've got enough to worry about with the in-laws.
Redner's Markets is a part of the Berks County community, proudly employee, local, and American-owned since 1970. Your support has made Redner's a staple, and your continued commitment is rewarded with the Redner's Rewards program. Shopping at the markets earns you big savings with grocery deals, special offers and services, and surprise savings. Rewards members save at the pump, too, with discounts on fuel prices at our 7 Redner's Quick Stops and many more select locations. Shop, earn, and save with the Redner's mobile app. Sign up at the store or online at RednersMarkets.com.
This season, stick with everyone's favorite snack, Diefenbach's Kettle Chips. Legend has it, Mark Diefenbach loved kettle cooked chips so much, he turned his Berks County kitchen into the ultimate snack factory. Now, over 60 years later, we're still making that delicious PA crafted crunch with the same passion and quality right where it all began. So crunch into some flavorful Diefenbach's Kettle Chips today and snack on a delicious tradition.
Updating your furniture and appliances? The Habitat for Humanity Restore of Berks County can help. The Restore offers free pickup of your gently used furniture and appliances from your Berks County home. We offer convenient scheduling for our free pickups through our website, restoreberks.org. Located at 5370 Allentown Pike in Temple, the Restore is open from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Tuesdays through Saturdays. You might just find that special thing to tie the room together at the Restore. Support your community with your donation to the Habitat for Humanity Restore of Berks County.
Hey, Berks County, Chick-fil-A Catering makes game day even better. Choose from a variety of trays, including Chick-fil-A nuggets, mac and cheese, and chocolate chunk cookies. Perfect for your next gathering. Place your order through the Chick-fil-A app, online, or by calling ahead and pick it up at your local Chick-fil-A restaurant at Broadcasting Square, 5th Street Highway, and Exeter Commons. Take cooking off your plate this football season and enjoy the perfect spread with Chick-fil-A Catering. Availability and order requirements vary. See restaurant for details.
UECU is a credit union that understands Pennsylvania, what it means to grow up here, raise a family, start a business. And we're committed to being your financial partner for life. With competitive rates, exclusive member discounts, and modern technology, UECU offers personalized banking that will make you feel right at home. Visit bankingforpa.org and sign up for UECU membership through our partner association, the Pennsylvania Consumer Council. UECU, banking that understands home.
Noisy, squeaky, or uneven garage doors? Do they snap, crackle, or pop? Having trouble opening or closing? Get a garage door tune-up now from Overhead Door Reading. For just $99, we'll inspect, lubricate, and adjust your garage doors so they run smoothly and quietly. Don't get stuck in the driveway this winter. Call today and ask for our tune-up special. Serving the community since 1965. Overhead Door Reading. We're more than just doors. OverheadDoorReading.com.
Spots Insurance Group is a proud sponsor of Berks County sports. We're an award-winning nationwide agency you can trust, insuring what means most to you for over 32 years. We specialize in auto, home, renters, business, and life insurance. Remember, when you think insurance, think Spots. Visit us at spotsforinsurance.com. That's SPOTTS, 4, insurance.com.
Savage 61 Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is once again the #1 rated auto dealership in Pennsylvania. Thinking it's time to trade up for something newer? We offer the most insane trade-in values you'll find anywhere. Whether you're looking for a new or certified pre-owned vehicle, our dedicated team will make sure you drive away happy. Visit us today at savage61.com and see why we're Pennsylvania's top choice.
To find out how WEU can be your affordable advertising partner, call 610-345-7338.
Looking for the best pizza in Berks? Come to Nino's Pizza and Italian Restaurant, located along Richmond Street in Reading. Whether grabbing a pie to share before the game, getting delivery for the team, or you're looking for a real Italian dining experience in a grotto-style restaurant, put Nino's on the top of your roster. As the official pizza of WEEU's Slice of Sports, Nino's knows how to feed athletes and the rest of your crew. Nino's Pizza and Italian Restaurant, 515 Richmond Street. Call 610-921-2300 or visit ninosristorante.com.
Welcome back to our Temple Postgame show. I'm down the field with head coach Rob Flowers. And Rob, you just got done talking to your kids. I know it's an emotional moment for you, and thank you for giving us some time. But the word you used more often than not was proud, and that's exactly what you are, your kids.
I'm so proud. You heard what I was saying in there, man, and I mean that. Like, these young men, these seniors, are leaving this program in a great space. Considering where they were, considering where we were, considering where we are and where we're going, we're leaving this program in a great space. And, to our underclassmen, I'm just proud, man. I'm proud of the commitment that these young men have made to each other, to our program, to themselves, for everything that, we do. It's not easy being a Muhlenberg Mule, man. It's not easy doing it. And I'm so proud.
Well, here's what I'm going to say to you, because Cam Small breaks the record that was set by your former teammate Jason Reinhardt, who still might be pound for pound the best running back I've ever seen through this county. And then Mikey Miller breaks a record by Brett Fox. You talk about waking up the echoes. That's what this team did. Woke up the echoes of Muhlenberg football.
We most certainly did, man. And if you were to buzz around our community, man, it's football talk, it's football talk, and that's a beautiful thing. And it's just so special. It's just special what we've done, man. And this year reminded me of how it used to be here at Muhlenberg football.
And so, since it's been so long, since it's been 12 years since a district playoff appearance, does it bring back now to the kids throughout the school district? Because now you need to get those kids to be involved and want to be Muhlenberg Mules.
So the reality is these kids just don't know. They don't know what this used to be in the past. So that's why we got to continue to work our tails off as a staff and a program to put them in a space where they know about it and they hear about it. And this was right where we're supposed to be right now. This is exactly where we're supposed to be right now. So there's so many things we got to continue to clean up and build in our community of winners.
The goal is to play in Week 11, and you played in Week 11.
Correct. I mean, that's one of our goals, absolutely. And, I'd never held any punches this. And, ultimate goal is to, we have two, man. From the human side, we want to continue with our 100% graduation. And from the football side, man, we want to be state champs. So those are the two ultimate goals. So getting to that is playing in Week 11, and we got here. And guys got to taste it, what the seriousness of it is, and that's a great thing.
Congratulations on your hard work. I know it's been a long, hard work. Now go help your brother out with the basketball team, will you?
Thank you very much, man. Like I said, I'm so proud of our program and everybody, man.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
It was a great run. We're going to take time out and back with more of a Pizza Coma Temple post-game show after this.
Hey, Berks County, Chick-fil-A Catering makes game day even better. Choose from a variety of trays, including Chick-fil-A nuggets, mac and cheese, and chocolate chunk cookies. Perfect for your next gathering. Place your order through the Chick-fil-A app, online, or by calling ahead and pick it up at your local Chick-fil-A restaurant at Broadcasting Square, 5th Street Highway, and Exeter Commons. Take cooking off your plate this football season and enjoy the perfect spread with Chick-fil-A Catering. Availability and order requirements vary. See restaurant for details.
UECU is a credit union that understands Pennsylvania, what it means to grow up here, raise a family, start a business. And we're committed to being your financial partner for life. With competitive rates, exclusive member discounts, and modern technology, UECU offers personalized banking that will make you feel right at home. Visit bankingforpa.org and sign up for UECU membership through our partner association, the Pennsylvania Consumer Council. UECU, banking that understands home.
If you are buying or selling a home, contact RE/MAX real estate agent Phil Macaronis. With over 20 years of experience and a member of the RE/MAX Hall of Fame, Phil does it all, from residential to commercial real estate sales. And with his large catalog of repeat and referral customers, you know you can depend on Phil Macaronis, no matter where you're looking for your next home. Call 610-670-2770 or call Phil directly anytime at 610-858-4555.
Get your house ready to handle the extra guests, yard inflatables, and string lights. Keith HVAC, Electrical, and Plumbing has been keeping homes and businesses running smoothly for the holidays for 30 years. Plumbing, electrical, and heating systems work extra hard in the winter, so let Keith keep you cozy.
Quality you trust, comfort you deserve. Call 610-589-6461 or visit KeithHVAC.com. Get Keith HVAC, Electrical, and Plumbing for the holidays because you've got enough to worry about with the in-laws.
Redner's Markets is a part of the Berks County community, proudly employee, local, and American-owned since 1970. Your support has made Redner's a staple, and your continued commitment is rewarded with the Redner's Rewards Program. Shopping at the markets earns you big savings with grocery deals, special offers and services, and surprise savings. Rewards members save at the pump, too, with discounts on on fuel prices at our 7 Renders Quick Stops and many more select locations. Shop, earn, and save with the Renders mobile app. Sign up at the store or online at rendersmarkets.com.
This season, stick with everyone's favorite snack, Diefenbach's kettle chips. Legend has it Mark Diefenbach loved kettle cooked chips so much he turned his Berks County kitchen into the ultimate snack factory. Now, over 60 years later, we're still making that delicious PA crafted crunch with the same passion and quality right where it all began. So crunch into some flavorful Diefenbach's kettle chips today and snack on a delicious tradition.
It's done. Welcome back to our Pizza Coma Temple postgame show. Pizza Coma is a family-owned business going strong on the 5th Street Highway for over 50 years, serving the finest Italian dishes, Berks County's best variety of Italian sandwiches, and legendary pizza. Right next door is The Yard, a virtual golf experience to keep your game sharp all year round. And this is a time where you should be doing it inside. If you love sports cars and memorabilia, stop in the buy, sell, or trade. Pizza Coma in The Yard, 4600 5th Street Highway in Temple. I want to thank all of our sponsors, including the Stitzel Funeral Home. They're proudly serving families across generations. Stitzel Funeral Home offers compassionate care when it matters most. Their dedicated team supports you with dignity, respect, and personal attention every step of the way. When your family needs guidance, trust Stitzel Funeral Homes to be there. Stop by the locations in Lauderdale and Ole or visit online. Stitzel Funeral Homes, caring for our community today and always. We wish the Muhlenberg Muhls all the best moving forward as their season comes to an end tonight. Our Reading Fighting Phil's player of the game was the Spring Grove quarterback, Davis Baum. Reading Fighting Phil's in their all-new Redners Event Center at First Energy Stadium is the sponsor of our player of the game. The R-Phils remind you to have your next sports team banquet in the R-Phils all-new Redners Event Center banquet and meeting facility at First Energy Stadium. Whether it's a sports banquet, a wedding, a corporate meeting or event, or any charity fundraiser dinner, the number one place for events in Berks County for groups of 40 to 1,000 is the all-new Redners Event Center at the R-Phils. Go to rphils.com/events for more information. Davis Baum and the Spring Grove Rockets were dynamic tonight, and they got the big touchdown late in the second quarter. As they opened up a 21-0 lead, they did it all on the ground. They really only dynamic they needed was one more through the air, and that was tonight's play of the game, brought to you by Celebration Villa of Exeter. Celebration Villa of Exeter is continuing their September incentive throughout the end of the month of October, which of course ends today. Families that sign up by the end of October will receive 50% off rent for November and December. Get settled in your new home before winter sets in and enjoy all the holidays have to offer at Celebrations Villa of Exeter. Current availability is limited. Send direct referrals to Natalie today. And that play of the game was the touchdown pass to Jordan Eisenhart on a little slip screen pass. It wasn't anything fancy, but Davis Baum delivered the goods, and then Jordan Eisenhart was slippery himself on that slip screen and slipped a couple of tackles and took it in the end zone. It turned out to be a 26-yard score and a touchdown that made it 28-0 with 4:40 left to go in the football game. Let's run through all the scoring in this football game. And it started for Muhlenberg. It started out well for the Mules. The first play from scrimmage, Cam Small runs for 12 yards. And all of a sudden, they quickly got into Spring Grove territory. But then the mistakes started happening. A lot of self-inflicted mistakes tonight for Muhlenberg. And again, it happens during the first time you're in the district playoffs for a long time. And it was a great conversation had it with Rob Flowers just a few moments ago. Hope you got a chance to see it. If you missed any of it, those interviews will be available to you before the night is over with on all of our social media platforms here for WEEU, both on Instagram, on Facebook, and on X. But it started this way for the Mules after the 12-yard run. Then, unfortunately, a fumbled snap gave the football back to gave this ball to Spring Grove in Muhlenberg territory. And it did not take long for the Rockets to establish exactly what they wanted to do tonight, and that's run the football. And they got themselves quickly down to a first down and goal to go from the 7-yard line. And one of the freshman stars got his first chance to get in the end zone. This time it'll be Gibbs getting a hole up the middle, and Gibbs will take it in. Cade Gibbs right up the gut for the touchdown. Spring Grove strikes first. And unfortunately, the Mules had to punt the football next, and Spring Grove got the football at the 17-yard line. It didn't take long for them to flip the field. They got themselves down to a 1st and 10 at the 19. And then all kinds of crazy things started happening between penalties and bad snaps and sacks. And they were backed up to a second down and 36, all the way back to the 45-yard line. But they were ultimately able to pick up some daylight. They got themselves down to a 3rd down and 1 at the 10-yard line. And Davis Baum called his own number. Smith and Allen on the right side. Quarterback's going to keep it himself to the 10, to the 5, wide open, touchdown. Davis Baum on the quarterback keep. Nothing but green grass in front of him. Will take it in for the touchdown. Finishes off an 83-yard drive. Ryan Brooks' extra point was good at the end of the first quarter. It was 14-0 Spring Grove. The Mules, again, could not pick up a first down. And Spring Grove got the football right back at their own 46-yard line. Didn't take them long till they were in a first down and 10 at the 18-yard line. And the third member of the backfield got his chance to get the ball in the end zone. Redding on the left side, Gibbs on the right side of Davis Baum as he takes the snap. Give is to Redding off the right side, slips a tackle, and a second to the 10, to the 5, touchdown Brody Redding. Slipped 2 separate tackles and took it to the house from 18 yards out. Well, the Mules were able to pick up a first down in their next series, but ultimately the series comes to an end, and they had to punt the football just near midfield. And Spring Grove got the football back in their own 29-yard line, but it didn't take long until they were back on the other side of the 50. They were a third down and 1 at the 26-yard line, and that's when our Celebration Villa of Exeter play of the game happened on the completion to Jordan Eisenhart. We're going to throw for it here, a little inside slip screen. Eisenhart slips a tackler, 20, 5, 15, 10, 5, touchdown. A slip screen, and then Eisenhart did the rest, running against the grain, slipped the tackle, and took it home from 26 yards out. So it was 28-0. The Rockets had one last possession, tried a 30-yard field goal before the end of the half, came up empty. And so it was 28-0, but the Rockets were due to get the football to start the third quarter. So at a 28-0 game, you got to be able to prevent them from scoring because otherwise the mercy rule goes into effect. But the Rockets did what they did so much tonight. Started from their own 36-yard line. They put together an 11-play drive and 64 yards. They got themselves to a 3rd and goal at the 1, and Davis Baum did it one more time. 3rd down, goal to go. Now back to Baum in the shotgun with the backs either side. Baum's going to keep it himself, and Baum's going to take it in for the score. Davis Baum with his 2nd rushing touchdown of the night. And the Spring Grove Rockets are an extra point away from applying the mercy rule early on here in this 3rd quarter. And that's exactly what happened. And the Mules ultimately were unable to do anything more on the offensive side. And that's how the game ends. And unfortunately for Muhlenberg, so too does the season end with an 8-3 run. A tremendous job. And again, you got a chance to hear some of that emotion coming out from Rob Flowers and his conversation with his team as this team is back into the district playoffs for the first time since 2013. Congratulations on the hard work. They were a factor in the Section 2 race. And now we'll see how things materialize for the rest of the Berks County teams in the district playoffs. But the Mules are eliminated, and their season comes to an end tonight. It is the beauty and the toughness of postseason high school sports. You lose in the postseason, and the season is over, and you have to deal with that. And that's what the Mules will deal with on the bus ride home. Spring Grove, on the other hand, wins, and now at 8-3, they will move on. They'll take on the number 1 seed, New Oxford, next Friday night on the road. So that's going to do it for us here on our coverage. We thank everybody who's been a piece of this tonight. It takes a lot of people to put this thing together, and we appreciate all of their help, and we appreciate the sponsors who help make it happen for us as well, because we can't do it unless we have the sponsorships, and we're going to keep on doing it. As long as Berks County is alive in the postseason, WEU will be there and bring the games home to you, and that's what we do, because that's what makes us the voice of Berks and beyond. So that will do it for our coverage tonight. Don't forget, there's more sports coming your way here on WEU this weekend. The Penn State Nittany Lions and the Ohio State Buckeyes. We'll see what happens. Who knows? But the Penn State Nittany Lions, it starts with Nittany Extra presented by Appella Wealth. I'm missing tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock with Rich Garcella and myself. And then the pregame show for Penn State kicks in at 10:30. Steve Jones and Jack Ham from Columbus, Ohio for the call of the game, Penn State and Ohio State. And then on Sunday night, it'll be the 76ers against the Brooklyn Nets. The unbeaten Philadelphia 76ers, depending on how they did tonight against the Boston Celtics. And Sean Tansky's scrambling to find out how they did. But it's probably still going on, I'm guessing. They're down by 1 with 11 seconds to go. So they'll either be 5-0 or 4-1 on Sunday when they take on the Brooklyn Nets, because the Eagles have a bye on Sunday. So the Eagles are off. The Sixers will be on instead. And next Friday night, Nittany Extra presented by Appella Wealth. And I'm missing at 6 o'clock. And then high school football presented by Savage Auto Group. District 3 playoff coverage continues here in WEU. We know where we think we want to go. Once we figure it all out, we'll get there, and we'll get it all for you. But we'll have a football game for you for sure next Friday night. But our coverage is never done because the scoreboard show hasn't started yet. That comes your way now. Jeff Nolan, Matt Knob back at the WEU studios. They will take care of things and fill you in on everything that's going on. Thanks to Jeff Locks, the athletic director here at Spring Grove High School, for the hospitality. Thanks to Sean Tansky doing a tremendous job tonight through adverse conditions. And thanks for Frank Ferrandino for pinch hitting for our broadcast as well. My name is Bob McCool. Enjoy your weekend, everybody. Hope you're somewhere nice and warm. That's what we're going to do as the Spring Grove Rockets beat the Muhlenberg Muhls 35-0. Boys, take it away on the Scoreboard Show and tell us what else happened on a Friday night.
This has been High School Football, presented by Savage Auto Group on 830 WEEU.
High school sports on WEEU is brought to you in part by Chick-fil-A, Celebration Villa of Exeter, Diefenbach Snacks, the Coley Insurance Group, Keith Heating and Air Conditioning, Habitat for Humanity Restore, Overhead Door Company, Render's Warehouse Markets, Remax Real Estate Agent Phil Macaronis, Lincoln Plumbing and Heating, Pizza Como, Ready Fight and Fills, Savage Auto Group, Shell's Restaurant, Mini Golf and Dairy Swirl, Spots Insurance, UECU, United Way of Berks County, and Victor Emmanuel Beneficial Society.
WEEU is your source